man, shut up. Didn't I say shut up? Bet that rooster will think twice before crowing tomorrow morning. Coffee's ready, guys. Let's start the show. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody this Sunday morning? I'm awake. I promise I am. How awake, I don't know yet, but I hope everybody's awake, has their favorite beverage. And let's see who's taking the time to spend their Sunday morning with us. Hello, Mystic Mima. How are you? Sir Pomp is in the house. Hello, Sir Pomp. Pinky. How are you? Susan, there she is. Hello, my Susan. How are you? Let's see who else has popped in here this morning. I'm sure everybody will start rolling in one by one. We have a couple of guests that are here. One is already here. One should show up, I think, whenever she gets herself rolling. We've got Creon today. She was so generous to join us this morning for a little chit chat with our coffee. And let's see, I thought Facebook had done away with pokes. No, people still do it. It's annoying, isn't it? Also, this morning, I'm going to start Halloween a little early. I'm going to start doing the stories like I said I was going to. You guys all thought that it would have been a cool idea. So I picked a great story for this morning. And let's see, I had Beardo making me a pan because I like the bonk sound. Yeah, it is fun. I want to add to that a little bit, but I just haven't had a chance to. So hopefully, as it progresses, it'll get better, a better intro. But let's invite our guest here this morning. And then after that, once we get rolling, we'll start the story. Everybody, welcome Cree to the stage. Hello, Cree. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. I'm good.
She's good.
Got my coffee. I'm great.
She's a chipper morning person.
Well, that's because I've been up since like 4 this morning. So I would be a chipper morning person because my morning started hours ago.
Yeah, well, I was up at that time too, but I'm like, no, I'm just going to try to get another hour or so. That's my normal routine, though. I'm up a couple times during the night. So, and then when I get up, I'm a zombie.
Yeah. Well, and it's not safe for anybody until I've had my coffee for me. I call it my anti-kill juice. People think I'm kidding, but I am so not kidding.
People don't get it. Just some people aren't morning people. And I've got a girlfriend who is like just full of energy and bouncing off the walls. And there'd be some times where I would stay over at her house and she'd be like all excited. I go, please, give me 5 minutes.
No, I'm one of these. I have to lay there for a while and just let me slowly do my thing. And don't talk
That's
to
me too.
Don't ask me a question. Don't make me do something that requires thinking. Then as I drink my coffee, leave me alone. I have my morning routine.
Yeah.
I usually will put something on and I watch that while I drink my coffee and I catch up with things. Like usually like last night, I guess Crow did a live and it was like, okay. He does his lives. I call them on UK time. He should live in the UK.
It's always so late.
He does them UK time, and I'm like, nope. And I was watching that and drinking my coffee and listening to him, and it just. My husband knows. He doesn't even try. He's usually the one that brings me the coffee.
Right. Well, my husband will look at me and he knows, sees the look on my face, and he just walks away. It's like, yep, I'm not ready yet. Not ready yet.
Nope.
2:05 in the morning in New Zealand. Pinky, God love you, honey. I'm so it's so great
God
that
bless you.
she stays up just to pop in. I love it.
I just want to know, Pinky, honey, do you
I
sleep? Because she was at Crow's Live too. I saw
yeah,
and
don't
Wisdoms
know how
as
they do
well.
it. I was in Wisdoms for a little bit, and then yeah, I started to drift. I'm like, uh-oh. And so let's see. Pop says, hello, Cree. While it's quiet here, YouTube blocked you, not me, and I have no idea how to undo it. Oh, I know you have to look in your settings and see if you can do it that way. Good morning, Sage. How are you? Let's see. I like to read headlines in the news and looked at celebrities' birthdays in the morning. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, hello, Cynthia. How are you? She's up early to watch the Steelers. Oh, ho, ho. Football
Hmm.
gal. Yeah, just
That was my daddy's team.
yeah. I just, I like to play football. I don't like to watch it.
Oh,
I
I started watching football when I was 10 years old, and it was to get closer to my dad.
Yeah, well, see, we're not a big
And he's a
sports family. We never were. We like outdoor sports, hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, that
oh,
kind of thing. We were never really into the, regular game sports. It was like, yeah, yeah, it's okay, but we'd rather play it
my
than
mom
to
is a
watch it.
baseball. My mom was a diehard baseball. She was diehard Mets.
Yeah,
Mets all the way. And that woman, you did not bother her when her game was on. And my dad was he into everything. He loved sports. He was a ref and stuff for football and baseball and uh, some of the jobs I had as a young child was with sports. My father was military, and so I was the bat boy or girl for the baseball teams for the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines when they would play.
nice.
And then I was the equipments manager for the basketball teams. Um, so it was just, and I was a lifeguard at the swimming pool. I was very athletic as a
Oh,
young
that's
one.
good.
But yeah, no, I got into football to get closer to my dad because my dad and I weren't very close. And so I thought, well, if I got into something he liked and I learned it. So I did. I went to the library, pulled out every book I could on the game. And then I would one season all I did was they would go bowling at the bowling alley at a bowling league and I would sit and I would watch football
Right.
games. And then I'd be like, what was it? What is that? Okay, offsides. And I'd look in my book that I got at the library and I learned the game.
Oh, good for you.
Now the difference is he was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but and they will always be the Redskins to me.
Right.
Always. I was a diehard Washington Redskins fan. And I started off, believe it or not, as a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Aha.
But then one of their players really was rude and ticked me off, and they happened to be playing the Redskins that day. And I was like, no, I'm going for them. And that's when I started because, the Cowboys had prettier
Right,
uniforms.
right.
So, you know, that's how you pick a team. When you go to a racetrack, you pick the horse by who's the prettiest
Pretty
horse.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, but no, that's how I became a Redskins fan, and I've never switched things. So the funny thing is I met that football player that was so rude and told him he happened to be in a Walmart signing autographs. And I just walked up to him, looked at him, I said, I stood in line just to tell you, thank you. Because of you, I'm a Redskins fan, but thank you. You should learn to be nicer.
Oh, some of them are
And it
terrible.
was because, oh, it, but I was young. I mean, like I said, I was young. I didn't understand that you were supposed because I played sports and you're always taught good sportsmanship and stuff. Not if somebody put their hand out to you, you take the hand and you stand up.
Right.
You don't slap it away. That's
Yeah.
rude. So I just didn't understand. I was
No.
young and dumb, and now I'm old and
You know that he was rude.
Dementia.
Papa's ba. It's not even football. Well, it's American football. It's not.
It's
You're,
American
you
football.
English football is soccer. I
Yeah,
used
I
to
can't
play
watch soccer.
soccer.
I tried to watch soccer, but I just always ask the one question: how do you know whose goalie is who when they don't wear the same color? I never I would be cheering
Excuse me.
thinking, "Yay, the team my husband likes scored." And he's like, "Why are you cheering?" "Well, they got a point." He said, "The other side got a point." And I said, "Well, how the heck am I supposed to know? They're not even wearing the same wear something that's the same color."
Oh, we always wore the same color. I don't know. It was
Yeah, they don't in
in
professional
professional.
soccer. They don't wear this their goalies don't wear the same color. And yeah, I can't. And in hockey, I tried to get into ice hockey. I just can't.
No, yeah, I
I
can't do
can't
that.
keep
My
up with
sister likes hockey. I just
I can't keep up with the I can't keep up with the puck.
yeah, I just well, it's like golf. I mean, golf is the most boringest sport ever.
Oh no.
And,
Oh
I
yeah.
just
Golf and
oh,
tennis.
yeah. And I used to play tennis too. Like I said,
Oh,
I used to play the game. I used to play football, soccer, and all that. Watching it, oh, it just bores me to death.
I, I couldn't even hit the ball from tennis. That ball would come at me and I'd swing at it and miss every time. It's like, how is it I can play baseball and softball without an issue, but I can't hit a damn tennis ball with a racket?
It's
It's much wider than a
right,
baseball bat.
right.
I couldn't do
Let's
it.
see. And Mystic says, my son loves everything with a ball and always has. Now it's all about wrestling. Yeah, I used to wrestle too in school. And I used to
Oh,
watch wrestling because it was entertaining. But we Americans are funny about our
my
football and soccer.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh well, please. The UK is very serious about their football. I've seen some of that. Those guys, those
I
guys are
have,
bad.
I know that the U.S. was starting to get pretty serious about soccer.
So,
um, at least in my area. They were even talking about bringing in a professional team in New Mexico at one point. Um, I know they were starting to get, but they'll never be as good as let's say I don't know what is it Spain and the UK has a really great team. Um, I can't remember them all. I don't know who Messi is, but my husband was in love with Messi for a long time. But I I don't know the sport at all. I just know that there is no way that the US will ever get as close to the European teams because that's their thing.
oh, it's their
It's
passion. Yeah.
theirs. It's theirs, and God bless them. More power
Yeah. There
to
you
you.
go. Mystic says my granddaughter is a nationally ranked athlete. Oh, good for her. I loved riding horses. I loved going
Cool.
to bush tracks on horseback. It was so fun. I rode horse a couple of times, and I had a really big scare one time, and it pretty kind of turned me off to horseback riding. But um, yeah, I still love horses. It's just that I don't think I'd ever get on one again. I love to watch women's soccer. Yeah, I used to play soccer in school. Yeah, I played it in school. And I was good at all of it, basketball and all that. I was really good at all of it. And I just enjoy fishing and all of that stuff better. Just, hiking and all of that, just being
Fishing.
outdoors. I'd rather be outdoors with nature than, running down a muddy field, getting my ass kicked. So
I love it. I love fishing. I loved fish. I've been fishing since I was a little girl. I
oh, yeah, we've
love fishing.
always done it. My grandfather had a boat, used
Hey,
to take us all out on the boat. And
um, the one thing I would love to be able to do, and I could do it, but my husband won't do it with me, and that's go ice fishing. Every time I say, and
I,
I've lived in Canada for 10 years now. Every winter, the little houses go on the
yeah,
river and the lakes and stuff. And I say to my husband, I'm like, "Ooh, let's go ice fishing." No, and I'm
pass
like,
on that.
"What?"
Yeah, I don't like it either.
He says it's too cold. Oh, it's not too cold. It is negative 40. It is too cold. Well, that's why you have the little house.
Yeah, no, I
I
agree with them.
just
It's
want to
too cold.
try. I just want to try it one time, just once.
Yeah, hell,
But
then
you have
don't
to
wait.
get the
Take somebody
octane.
else.
I
Okay,
can't do all
Cynthia,
that.
thanks for joining us. Enjoy the game, Cynthia.
I think what it is that he doesn't want to have to put the hole in the ice.
Ah, well, yeah, that's not the fun chore. Pomp, I represent England as a junior in fishing. I've always loved fishing. And a lot of people just don't get it. They go, how could you just sit
Mm-hmm.
there? It's boring. Well, I mean, it's time you relax. And there's a
Mm-hmm.
skill to fishing. It's not just,
Yes, there
just throw
is.
the line in and whatever. I mean, there's a skill to it. Fly fishing, I think, is amazing. I love to watch that. And now
Mm-hmm.
it's going into the salmon season. And
Oh,
we go to it's a town called Pulaski, and it's Salmon River runs through there, and people from all over the country, all over the world go there during this season, and to watch these people catch these huge fish is just mind blowing.
it is.
We
Deep
were
sea
there just a
fishing.
couple of weeks ago, and of course they had just started running, so there really wasn't a lot of fish. I'm hoping to go back so that I could catch it on video to share with everybody. It is amazing how these guys can land these big fish.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's a skill.
Yeah.
It is. It's a skill, and not only that, the respect to have to reel it in.
Oh yeah.
And when you go deep sea fishing, holy crap,
Yeah.
you're
Same
risking
thing.
being pulled over the dang boat
Oh
if you're
yeah.
not strapped in and stuff. Oh yeah, we used to go. We used to go do that in Maryland with my uncle and stuff. But
So
yeah, I
it's a
used to
good
fish
time.
on. My dad would say we're gonna go see your great grandma. That's my Sicilian grandma,
Right.
and that was a clue. It was he would tell me about a week and a half ahead of time. And at 11 o'clock at night, I would get up. I'd go outside. I'd get night crawlers, put them all in my bucket, get my tackle gear together, my pole, and I'd walk down to the creek, and I'd sit there and I'd catching catfish. And you have to do it at night because the best time to catch catfish is at night.
Right.
And so I would catch strings. And every day I'd go down and catch string, 2 strings, 2 strings. Now I know that sounds like a lot of catfish, but it's an Italian family.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
not.
but
You got to have buckets. If you were talking buckets, then I'd say okay.
yeah, you you're talking with. Well, what happened is Grandma would call and she'd say, "Mickey's here with his daughters," and they knew immediately that meant it was a catfish fry because we'd go and my mom would get there, and the second we'd get there, my mom. That's the one thing my mom could cook is catfish, and
Catfish. Yeah.
she'd be frying catfish for hours, hours.
Yeah. See, I
Um,
don't eat it.
and
I'll
there
catch
here
it.
come would come everybody.
Or I would give it away because yeah, I'm not
Oh,
a
I don't.
fish person.
I didn't eat it. I don't eat fish.
It's fun to catch them
And
though.
well, I'll eat haddock and cod,
Right.
but it's either got to be the fish and chips or it's got to be uh baked.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it
But I
broiled.
I won't eat
Uh,
any of the
broiled
fish.
is good, but it's where I am. It's hard. I mean, we have abundance of different kinds of ethnic foods here, and a large Italian
Hmm.
community as well. You'd think we'd find somebody here that could make a decent fish and chips. It's always either just greasy or I don't know. It's just awful.
I just taught myself how to make fish and chips. I've made it twice now. My husband will look. He looked at me and his father and says, "Oh, can you make that again?" And I made the biggest mistake. I showed them that I could make Italian pizza
Yeah.
because I don't. I would say to them, that's not the pizza that I don't like it. I don't like pizza. Everybody talks pizza. I don't like it, and it's because the places that make it, it's not what I grew up with. They put way too much sauce on
Yeah, a
it,
lot of them
way
do.
too
Yep.
much. And in a real Italian pizza, you don't put a lot of sauce on. It's very like almost brushed
Right.
on.
Everything's very light. It's not as overloaded. Yeah.
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 And so I said, you know what? I went, I made my pizza dough and I did. None of them knew I was doing it. I had gotten all the ingredients for it. Not even my own husband knew. And I'd gotten the ingredients for it, put it together, and I made them the pizza. And now my father-in-law said he's never going to have us order to go again. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Because it's, hello. Order your pizza. Nope, he won't. But I know that I'm not making the fish and chips like they would in the UK because I don't use beer
Right.
in my I don't cook with alcohol ever. And so I don't use that. But
Well, apparently
the one I made turned out
I'm
really
gonna have
good.
to go to the UK so I can get a decent fish and chips. Apparently,
I want to
there's a
try.
lot of places here that make it,
There
but
is
it's
a
just every time I eat it, I get sick. It's just too
there is
greasy.
one place here. There's one place here that makes it. They make it fantastic, and it is an Italian restaurant. They make it fantastic, but they charge $20 a plate.
I see. I don't mind if it's good and you get a lot. Then I have no problem with that.
Well, yeah, you
But
get 3 pieces of fish, and of course here in Canada, the lovers of French fries, you get half a plate of French fries.
yeah, well, the fries I really can give two craps about. It's if I want to, fish, I want it good. I want it crispy and light and flaky inside, and it's not just a big giant greasy mess. And I'm still in search of. Let's see, I'm a little behind on chat here. Let's just Sage says I grew up fishing too. Agree. We had a year-round creek where I grew up, and I would get up at daylight in the summer and go fishing. Yeah, we used to do that too. My folks would get up and I would already be gone. They had a girl. And then Pomp says, I'm fishing mad. Been in the papers many times for fishing, even did naked calendar to raise money for the Royal Naval Lifeboat Institution and worked in the industry. So Pomp is a professional, guys.
Did he say naked
Yeah, he
can?
was showing it off.
God bless you.
Uh, and let's see. You're not allowed to keep freshwater fish to eat over here, only sea fish and game fish. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Wow. Good fish and chips in the goat. The fresher the fish, the better. I don't know if that's a typo or I don't understand it, but yeah, it's like I said, it's always just greasy here and it's just ugh. Trout is a popular freshwater fish to catch around here. Pomp, and it is good smoked. See, I like a good broiled fish if it's done right. Pomp says beer batter isn't that common here, to be fair. So they're just using a regular
Wow.
batter mix out that way, Pomp. Because I know I've seen people on there and watching videos, and they get it, and it looks fantastic. It doesn't look It doesn't
It
look greasy.
does.
It's the batter is crispy. It has a crunch when you bite into it, but then the inside is, is
Every recipe that I had seen was beer was in it.
uh,
Every one. It was really hard to find one without it in there. And I was like, I don't use wine in dishes. I don't use beer in dishes. I don't cook with alcohol.
it depends on what it is. I have a good pot roast recipe that you use some cognac in it and wine. Holy
Yeah, my problem
moly!
is I don't like the I don't like liquor. I don't like the taste of it. It's not that I can't eat. I just don't like it. And beer has a bitter taste to it to me, and I don't do bitter well.
I love
But
a good
God
bitter
bless them. I
beer.
mean, I'm like I'll eat it. It's like if somebody else made it and they put it on my plate, I would eat it. God bless you. If you took time to make it for me, I'm going to eat it. You know that and the fear that my mother's going to come down from the heavens and whoop my butt if I don't because she taught me better. You
Don't waste
know?
it. Eat it.
That's right. It's on your plate. You eat it. period.
I draw a line. It depends on what it is.
Well, I say right, and it depends on did I put it on my plate?
See, Sage says,
Because to me, that's a secret. If I put it on my plate, I
right.
understand.
Sage goes, my mom found an interesting way to make it. We were sick of fish on the camping trip, put a strip of bacon and a strip of mustard and dry roasted peanuts. Sounds odd, tastes great. Everything is better with
Sounds
bacon.
good.
I mean, that's just the bottom line. And I like to use, I put dry mustard in a lot of recipes. It just gives it a good flavor. It really does. I don't add nuts to stuff because I think nuts overpower the food. So, even like in cookies or whatever, all you taste are the nuts. And I like nuts, but I like them off to the side. When you when you mix them
Really?
with food, that's all I taste is the nuts. And I just it ruins it for me. So, a good morning, Steph. How are you?
Wow.
Pop says it was
I love
go
when
ahead.
no, so I love when people put like when you make carrot cake with walnuts or I like it a
Yeah.
lot.
I mean,
I
there's
banana bread, zucchini bread. You got to put the.
no, I leave them out
It's just
because
you gotta have the texture difference.
it's just overbearing. Oh, I had chocolate chips. That gives.
I hear you. Oh, see, I don't eat chocolate, so
Oh, you don't eat chocolate.
uh,
Oh my god.
yeah, I have the strangest dislikes, which usually freak people out because I do not like chocolate. I grew up real close to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and smelled it
Oh
for 11
yeah.
years of
So
my
you
life.
smell
I
is
do not
chocolate.
like chocolate. Yeah, I do not like chocolate. I don't like watermelon at all. To me, that's like eating wet sand. I don't like corn at all. Oh my
Wow.
God, that is like to me, if I had to be chosen where you have to either eat watermelon or eat corn, I'll eat the
I
watermelon.
love watermelon.
I can deal with, I can't
I
stand
could eat a whole watermelon.
watermelon and bananas.
Oh my god.
I eat all the any fruits that you'd want, but I don't like watermelon or banana. But I do like banana bread. But I don't like bananas. No.
Now, see, like me,
But corn, peas, and
I like zucchini bread, but I hate zucchini.
oh, oh yeah, I love it.
So yeah.
My mom and I got into a big fight one time, and I ended up sitting at the kitchen table until almost 11 o'clock at night because I told you her rule was if you put it on your plate, eat it.
Right.
I didn't put corn on my plate. She took a spoon and put corn on my plate. And I said, no, I don't want that. Eat it. I was like, no. And I sat there, and my mom says, you're not getting up until you eat that. You know how parents were back in
Oh
the day.
yeah.
And I said, well, then I guess I'll be sitting here. And I sat there. I was not eating that. I don't like corn. And I looked at my mom and I said, my sisters, they don't eat spinach. They didn't eat broccoli. They didn't eat Brussels sprouts. I eat all those
Right.
things. And you don't sit and make them eat it and not let them move from the table because you don't even put it on their plate. So if the only vegetable I'm not eating for you is corn, peas, and cooked carrots,
Uh-huh.
there shouldn't be a problem.
Right.
you know, I like raw carrots. I do not like cooked carrots.
My
I
son's
don't
like
know
that
what
with
it is about cooked
cauliflower. He
carrots.
loves raw cauliflower, but he won't eat cooked cauliflower.
Yeah, I don't. It changes. It changes the flavor.
I think it's also a texture thing. Because cauliflower, it's
It is
mushy. If it's,
for me.
I'll eat it. I
For
eat
me,
all
it
the
is
vegetables
definitely.
except for I care for asparagus. And like I said, zucchini is a
For me,
nah.
it's For me, it's definitely a texture thing. Because and the only thing that I don't like um, that I don't like the actual taste of is corn. I just don't like it,
Huh.
and I don't like the texture. But the other stuff, it's not so much the flavor. It's like I said to me, watermelon is wet sand. To
Wow.
me, a banana is slimy. It's like, oh no,
Wow. Yeah.
no, I'm eating boogies. No. So for me, it's mostly about texture. It's not about the taste of things, because to me the only thing that I can't stand the smell of it being cooked. I can't stand the taste. And then here's the thing. Now I still cook it for other people.
Right.
It makes me gag, but I do it. My kids love it. My husband and his family, they have, oh my God, never seen anything like it. They get fresh corn once a year around
Right.
here, and people get it 12 for $2, and people will buy 36 of them, and they literally make it a
Oh,
meal in a
yeah,
day.
I enjoy it.
A meal, just
Fresh corn is
just
awesome.
corn on the
Yep.
cob. But for a
Yeah,
meal, no,
sure.
no meat, no nothing with it, just corn. It's like,
Butter and salt, it's
enjoy.
wonderful. Let's see. They're all still
Ew.
talking about chocolate. Yeah, truffles.
Ugh.
God, I'm a truffle whore. I'm sorry. When I was introduced to truffles a long time ago, I was hooked. But it all has to be dark chocolate. The darker, the better. I just have a thing for the bitter chocolate. It's awesome. A milk chocolate, I'll eat it, but I'm not a big fan. Let's see.
I'll eat white chocolate.
Oh,
I love white chocolate.
ew,
I love white
too
chocolate.
sweet.
I love white
Like they're talking
chocolate.
about Cadbury. I think Cadbury
Well,
is way
you
too
don't,
sweet of a chocolate.
but you don't sit and eat the whole thing in one sitting.
Oh, a candy
You
bar would
bust
last
it
me a
up, and
month. I just, I have a little bit here
yeah.
and there. I don't eat a bunch of it. I have just a little bit.
My favorite candy bar I can't get here, and that's a big hunk. I love big hunks. Can't get them here. They don't sell them.
Oh, good morning, Ace. How are
And I
you?
could order it online if I want to pay like $60 or more for
Yeah,
$159 for a box.
it's
It's like, no,
ridiculous,
thank you.
right? What is I seen? Sage said asparagus marinated in barbecue sauce is awesome. Now, see, I would try it.
I've never tried that, but that does sounds good. I would try it.
I mean, if I could find a way where,
Good morning,
I
Steph.
mean, because it's close to spinach anyway, and I love spinach, but I load spinach
Oh,
up
I
with a
love
lot of
that's my favorite
seasonings.
vegetable.
And it's probably a lot of ways where people won't eat it because I add lemon juice to my spinach. It's I saute. Yeah, I
Never
put
tried it.
spinach in the pan, and I add diced onion, salt, Syrian pepper, and a little bit of lemon juice and oil, and then I until it's all cooked down, and everybody loves it the way I do it. Plain spinach, it's really not my favorite, so I got to doctor it up. So I think of asparagus, if I could find a way to do that, I'd eat it. Let's see. Every still, let's see. Anybody that tried that Dubai chocolate? It's $10 a bar here. No, but if it's dark chocolate, I'm game.
Hey, Faith Rug loves to buy chocolate.
Love a good chocolate. Not marinated in barbecue sauce, a garlic sauce, and cooked in on the barbecue. Okay. So she's got them marinated in garlic sauce, and then they put them on the grill, on the barbecue grill. I mean, I maybe even I Brussels sprouts. Yeah, I Steph wants to know if you like Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels
Yeah,
sprouts.
me too.
I love Brussels sprouts. And actually, my husband, he had never had them until he met me. And he was like, what the heck is that? And that is now his absolute
There
favorite
you
vegetable.
go.
He he has me get them all the time. I love Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, I love them also with the balsamic reduction on them, and you roast them in the oven.
My
Oh
sister does it
God,
that way. My sister does it
yeah,
that
they're
way.
good.
Yeah.
You cook greens with salt
Yeah,
pork.
I do
That's
it.
the way I always did it.
Oh, greens.
I love good
Oh,
greens.
greens. I haven't had greens in 10
Really?
years. I miss greens. They don't have them. They don't have them
Well,
here.
what does Canada have?
I looked, and
That's
they
really
have,
odd that you don't have
okay, now
that.
understand. I live I live in a very small town, okay? And we have the only Walmart for probably 3.5 hours around,
Wow.
okay? And so we get everybody from all the smaller towns around us that'll come. And it's not a large super Walmart. It's not. But we have four different grocery stores, Walmart being one of them. And then they have the IGA, they have the Super C, and they have Maxis. And the thing is that I go to their fruit and vegetable section. They have fruits that we didn't have in New Mexico, of course, like dragon fruit and
Right.
passion fruit and all that. We didn't have that in New Mexico. But when it comes to vegetables, they're very slim in their
Wow.
choices. But I looked for greens because by a real good friend of mine's, she made the best greens, and she taught me how to make them. And I'm like, oh, I can make some of these up because I bet you old man would really like them. They don't sell greens. There is no greens here, none. And then another friend of mine
Do
said, well,
they
can't
have
you get them in a
um
can,
like
canned greens?
do they have like a fresh like beets with the
Oh yeah.
green top
Oh,
with the
big,
green
big
toppers?
time.
You could that's
No, they don't keep the green toppers on
ah, geez. Okay. Well, you got a
because I would do
backyard.
that.
Start picking some dandelion greens.
I do those. I do those, and I put those
Yeah.
in salads and stuff. And my husband and all of them freak out. What are you doing? It's a weed. What are you doing? I'm like, it's a
No,
green.
no, it's a green.
I used to
Delicious. You could
I used to do it as a kid for my mom.
oh yeah, I used to go dandelion picking all the time.
Mm-hmm. Got
And
to
yeah,
know the
people
right
get freaked
one.
out. They're like, "Ew!" Yes, no, you don't know what you're missing. Steph says, "Oh,
Oh,
okay. I saute onions and
the
chop up garlic olive
oh,
oil,
and that's
along with
bacon
chopped up
candies.
bacon, and added the
Oh,
Brussels sprouts and cover it with balsamic vinegar." Oh, Steph, you're making me hungry.
oh, yeah. I was gonna say, oh boy, Steph, Steph, honey, where do you live again?
Oh, geez, we're all going to Steph. She's gonna make us make us some Brussels sprouts.
Oh,
Oh, excuse me. Like I said, everything's better with bacon. Can't go wrong. And then she, yeah, tops it with Parmesan cheese. Yeah, I love balsamic vinegar. That's the when I make up my salad dressing. That's all I use. I don't use regular vinegar and salad dressing. So we used to forage a lot, fern greens, and all kinds of things. Yeah, when I was younger, I used to do that. I used to go with my grandmother all the time.
yep.
Mushroom picking and stuff like that.
Or you walk along the river banks and the creek, well, the creek banks, and you get the wild onions, the scallions.
Yeah, yeah. And she used to pick
Oh yeah.
flowers and make tea out of it and all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
It's you learn a
Mint.
lot. Mint. Oh, I have mint in my backyard. I love it.
I love mint. Now, here's the one thing. I told you I don't like chocolate, but I love chocolate mint. You
I
take
had one of
chocolate mint,
those.
put that
Yeah,
in
I had one of
coffee.
those plants, and I didn't replant it, so I lost it.
Oh my God.
But I've got
You take
regular
that
mint.
chocolate mint, you take those leaves and you stick them in your coffee grounds when you make your coffee. Oh, that's amazing.
You just snip a bunch and hang it under your nose and smell it all day. Hello,
All day.
Phil. Yeah, we're talking
You
food.
wear it as a necklace.
Yeah, we're had a little pin. Yeah, it's just. He's like, what the hell is she smelling? It is the best, like fresh basil too. The best smell.
Mm.
Bacon. Someone's talking. Yeah, bacon. We're talking bacon, Phil.
There are times I'll put
Bacon.
rosemary on my chicken just because I want to smell rosemary in the
The
house
smell. Yeah. The
and get
only
rid of the cigarette
seasoning.
smell that my father-in-law brings in.
Yeah, the only smell or the seasoning. I'm not thrilled with oregano. I think oregano is overbearing.
Mm-hmm.
So if
It
I
can
always
be.
replace it with basil. It's a very strong herb, and so I try to avoid
Oh,
it.
I'm coming to your party, Steph. You're going to
We're gonna
cover
have
everything in bacon? I'm there.
Hell. She said, "I'll roll myself in bacon." Wait, what? Who said that?
Well, eh.
Steph's on the buffet. Oh my god. Good morning, Roger. How are you? Got your coffee or tea?
I have mine.
Yeah, Philip heard bacon. That and they were talking chocolate. So and we did mention pizza a couple of
Oh,
times. So maybe the vibe just, just called him.
oh, fettuccine.
Uh, Pomp's going lemon. Oh, lemon chicken. Oh, yes. Lemon pepper chicken. Have you ever made that, Pomp? That's good too. My mother used to make that all the time. Lemon pepper chicken.
I think we need to do a thing where everybody submits in a recipe, make a cookbook, and sell it for charity.
Good idea. Because everybody's got some great stuff.
And the fact that on YouTube, I mean, it always amazes me at where everybody is because it's like, you got the UK, you got Australia. Okay, when I don't watch paranormal stuff, I am addicted to a group called Fresh Spawns. And I have to give Jimmy credit because it's because of him I even heard of Daisy. And it's because he would play Daisy that I even got that popped up on my YouTube for me to see them. These two
Right.
guys are funny. They play that video game that Jimmy plays, the Daisy one.
Right. Right.
And they are on there. What amazes me with it is that they meet people Finland, Czechoslovakia, Norway, Sweden, Russia,
Isn't
Spain,
that amazing?
France. I mean, you name a location, and they play this game, and they meet them on there. It's amazing to
It
me.
is. It is really cool.
It's Facebook was really cool because okay, now people got to explain it to me on how this worked for me because I will never understand it. Never.
Good morning,
I
Leanne.
worked with people with disabilities. I am not a tech person. I have said this. I can't express how much I am not a tech person.
Right.
I don't I don't understand technology. It is mathematics to me and I sucked in math horribly. And so I struggle with technology. So I never kept up with anything that was like when everybody talks about what is that? What was that before YouTube? MySpace.
MySpace. Yeah. Oh God, that's a long time on
I
MySpace. Good
yeah, well,
morning, Ghost
I never
Painter.
even knew it existed. Didn't even know what it
Oh, yeah, I
was.
still have a
But
MySpace page, but I
so
haven't checked in years.
so when I went in and I was working now where I worked with a lot of what they called case managers because I worked with people with
Right.
disabilities. And a case manager called me out of the blue. Now, the only way I know this woman is as a case manager. I don't know her in any other aspect. We've never gone to coffee, never had lunch together, nothing. Um, and we shared at the time. I don't even think we had a client together that we
Right.
shared.
Ghost Painter
And
with
she
bacon.
said, "Cece," and I said, "Yeah." She goes, I'm on Facebook and I'm playing this game and I need to get some stuff. Do you mind if I make you I don't are you on Facebook?" And I said, "What's Facebook?" She goes, "Oh, can I make you an account?" And I said, "I don't care. Go ahead." I didn't understand what it
Right.
was. Okay. I had no clue. So I let it go at that, went back, and life is very busy. Probably about 6 months later, I get a call from Maria again, and she says, "Did you by any chance check your Facebook?" And I said, "No. What's that? What's Facebook?" "Remember I called you about this?" And I said, "I remember, yeah, kind of." And they're like, I said, "Maria, honey, I wouldn't even know how to get into it. What do I do?" So she walked me through how to get into this Facebook thing. And I get in there. She says, "A girl has contacted me and asked if I knew you. because she said she went to school with you. Well, come to find out, it was a girl I went to school with back in the 80s. And we're talking like 20 some odd years before. And I got a hold of her and she's like, "Oh my God, I won." I said, "You won?" She says, "Well, we all place best because we've been looking for you for 20 years." So
That's
that's
how you get
okay.
caught
So
up.
this happened. But now here's the thing. I went and I started looking at this, what is this Facebook thing? And I saw that they had poker. I love poker. Us kids were raised on cards.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I literally learned how to do mathematics with cards.
Uh-huh. She's a card counter.
You know, I
Uh-oh.
learned how to count. I love poker. Love it. And I said, "Oh, let me try this out." So I started playing poker. Then I met some people, and I'm a very loyal person. And he and his girlfriend were getting into a tiff, and I stay out of it. I don't say anything, it's none of my business. But this guy comes in and starts talking, and I told him, "You know what? Shut the hell up and mind your own damn business. This is not between you and me. This is their thing." So I literally cussed this man out. Go to a poker table. The problem you had with online poker was the ones that would go, they would bet
Right?
everything, and you had a choice, bet everything or fold your hand, and it was a really good hand. We hated those kinds. But there was a group of us that found each other, and we'd all sit at the table. So nobody else would be able to sit at the table but us. And we would be able to actually play poker. And one day, one of them was sick and couldn't come. And who shows up? This guy. And I remembered him immediately. Now, I'm not going to be, nasty or rude to the man. I don't even know him. Well, everybody started talking and stuff. And his first thing that he said was, "I'm really sorry I got involved in that. It's just, she was my friend. And I understand he was your friend. Um, but I wanted to tell you I was sorry." Now, I thought that was really cool. Well, we would play there. Well, then something started happening with this site. It would go all glitchy.
Right?
And so we all exchanged Facebook things and we all became Facebook friends so we could tell each other where we were playing so we could all get together and play.
Good morning, Raven.
And then when we wouldn't play, this guy would come and he would start talking to me. Now understand, I had been divorced for many years, was not looking for anybody, had no intention of ever going down that path again. And now I'm married to him, living in a whole other
God, that's
country.
funny.
Now had the person not contacted me, the person, I don't know who she is. I don't know her in a personal matter, contacted me out of everybody she
Right?
knows, out of the blue, to open up this Facebook. It makes no sense. How does that happen? Because had she not done that, I wouldn't have known about Facebook. Had I not known about Facebook, I wouldn't have been playing poker. I wouldn't have met my
Right?
husband.
Well, meant to be.
None of it would have happened. It's really weird. So I ask, I always ask, how did that happen? Because it just blows my mind, the start of it. Maria knows a lot of people. She knew a lot of people. She knew a lot. They all had to have Facebook accounts or been willing to. Why me? Somebody she met a couple of times.
Well,
It makes zero
yeah, it was
sense.
just meant to be. Everybody's talking about, yeah,
Yeah.
bacon ghosts. Yeah, I get it. When Steph said that about ghost wiener and bacon, I'm sorry, this is the song that popped into my
Uh-huh.
head. I
That's
wish I had a ghost wiener with bacon. And poor Leanne, you eat microwave omelets. Oh, that's awful. Just awful. But I think it's a good idea. I think we should all put together something where everybody could submit recipes for people to try because that's just a sin, microwave eggs. And I'm glad you got
Yeah.
to enjoy
Yeah.
your sunrise,
God bless.
Sage. I missed it. The sun had popped up before I come out of my coma. See, Pom says, "What a great story! It fills me with confidence that my long distance relationship will pan out. Thanks for sharing, Cree. Yeah, because a lot of times
Hey,
they don't. So she's actually one of the lucky ones.
I I lived in New Mexico. He lived here in Quebec, Canada. So
Yeah, that's a distance.
he came to he came to New Mexico twice, and then it said it was my turn, and freaked my entire family out that I came here to Canada. Married him a year later, and
The rest is history.
yeah, yeah, and people laugh when when I say, he is my
Oh,
soulmate.
that's wonderful.
He really is. I mean, we're sitting here talking. I have my coffee, and he knows that it might go late. He brings me a my Coke. Well,
Nice.
Coke Zero. I'm just saying, it just he takes care of me, and I take care of him. With
And that's the way it should
it's
be.
tit for tat.
Go ahead, lurk away,
Hmm.
Mystic. I know you need to click. That's what I'm saying. That's why there's no camera for me because, yeah, I don't get myself together until after the show. I don't think anybody wants to see me in a robe and, oh, let's see. Pump my marriage. My 30-year marriage began with an online meeting and a long-term relationship. That's wonderful. Actually, I have a girlfriend that met her husband on a dating site, believe it or not. And they just celebrated their
Oh
15th
wow,
anniversary.
that's
So, yeah, they
wonderful.
talked for online
Then
for almost 2 years before she even gave him a phone number. It was all through just chat messaging, and she took her time because she was burned pretty bad. And usually long distance
oh my,
relationships don't work. And if it does work out for you, you're one of the lucky ones. Also had a hot dog with maple bacon relish. Oh, wow.
now I'm gonna tell you what. If not for Crow, I never would have tried a hot dog with mayonnaise.
Yeah, I can't do
I
it.
won't eat him any other way now.
I don't care
I
for it.
won't eat him any other way. I loved it. Loved it. I love. Matter of fact, my husband said not too long ago. He said, "All right, let me try one of these." And he said, "Hey, that's good." I said, "I told you."
Yeah, no, I tried it. I'm like, nah, it's
It,
not for
I
me.
love it. I love it. I love it. But now the thing is how much mayonnaise do you put on? Because I don't overbear it,
Right.
but I just, but I won't eat them any other way. Love them.
So let's see.
People glob it. I don't do globs of anything.
On a sandwich, yeah, I loaded up. It's pretty good.
But that's
Uh, let's see. Pop says, excellently in. My 21-year marriage was a local girl. She cheated, and I found out from my kids. Oh, Pop, that's awful. That's awful. I don't
I found out from my
understand.
kids too.
I don't understand. People
I
could be,
found out from my
yeah,
kids
could be
too.
married for years and years, and then they just go and cheat. I mean, if you're not happy, tell your partner. Try to work it out because
Oh,
it's never better on the
my
other
husband
side of the
said he was
grass. It never is.
my husband said that he was gonna take the kids to the movie, and my oldest son comes to me and says, "Mama, I really don't want to go to the movies. I don't want to go with Dad." And I was like, "You don't want to go see the movie?" And he said, "But Mama, we sit in that hotel room, and him and Carmen are in the other room, and it's so boring. We get hungry."
Uh, uh, uh,
That's how I found out my husband was cheating on
oh
me.
man.
They both were using their kids, saying they were taking them to the movie. That's how I found out.
Yeah, I would have showed up at the next movie.
Yeah.
Surprise.
No, what I showed up with was a order that he had 1 day or 1 week pick.
Wow.
And he said 1 day or 1 week. I said, well, yeah, you have 1 day to get out. You can either take a week, take what you want and get out, or take a day and you're gone with a police escort.
Yeah.
So choose.
Yeah, you're right, Pop. Just walk
And
away.
that's what I did.
just yeah, if you're
Yep.
not happy, just
As
walk
that
away,
was
or just cheating is
the
just
one
horrible. Hello, V team. Well, good
the one
morning.
thing I can say, and my sons have neither one of my sons talk to their dad anymore. Well, come to find out, I was a firm believer that you don't talk negative about the other side. I don't care how much
Right,
I detested that man. I never said an ill word about their father. Never. Or his girlfriend. Never. I could think it, but I damn sure didn't say it around them. Well, they would always trash talk me. And so it was like,
no,
I
jeez.
and I tell my kids, it's okay. Don't worry about it, honey. As long as we know it's not true, it doesn't matter. It matters to me. It matters to me. Well, as they got older and really understood things, they said, they told their dad, they said, no, done with you. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. I have nothing to say to
Well,
you.
it's their
And I
choice.
never wanted that for my
Yeah.
boys. I never wanted that for my boys, but they were over 18. I had no say so.
Well, they knew what he was doing
And
was
I didn't look
wrong.
at them and I said, no.
Yeah, it was just wrong. No, a few
But
years back, there was where my
but
husband
I'll tell
used
you,
to work. There was a girl that was attracted to my husband, and she decided she was going to try to chase after him. And of course, I had to let her know if she didn't behave herself, she
um,
was going to disappear. That's a nice way of putting it.
I just I just tell people everything happens for a
Right,
reason. And the reason for me was because I was supposed to be with JP, not with that man. And I did get two wonderful, wonderful, wonderful beings out of that
right,
marriage. Because if not for that, I wouldn't have my two sons. And I would go through that all over again as long as I had my
right,
boys. And it was me and my boys forever. My oldest, he was 7 when I divorced their father, and my youngest was 3. And we are still, all three of us, extremely close. Even though none of us live in the same area together, we do 3-way calls. Okay, they set up a 3-way call because I wouldn't even know how to do that. But we do that. We're constantly talking. They both have kids, a child of their
right.
own. My oldest has a son. My youngest has his daughter. I think that's karma. Um, but yeah, it's just we're fine.
That's wonderful.
I and it is. That's why I say things happen for a
Sure, they
reason. I
do.
don't care how bad things look.
Steph, did I
They
kick
have.
her
There's
ass?
a reason for
I
everything.
didn't have to kick her ass, Steph. All I had to do was look at her and tell her she either knocks it off or she'll come up missing. They pretty much they pretty much took care of it. Of course, it didn't help her that my husband said you need to be afraid of my wife. And yeah, she was afraid because yeah, she was a big troublemaker. She was known for having violent outbursts and beating up people. And I right in her face, I says, "You stay away from my husband, or you'll end up missing." Or I mean, have a stern talk with her. Yeah, no, yeah, she was scared to death of me. So that's right. And I'll try to bust up my household.
Hmm.
And, my husband's like, come and give me a break. It's and she was in her 30s. My husband was in his early 50s. And he's like, "What the hell?" He goes, I get it." And he was trying to be friendly with her and be nice, but she was taking it the wrong way. And then she figured, well, I'm going to go for that. And I'm like, no, you're not. So yeah,
Oh
sometimes you just
my.
got to let them know, yeah, you're stepping into the wrong area there. You better back off. Let's see here. Sage, fur bitches fed and sassy. Oh, Sage.
I have a question for you
Sure.
guys. Have any of you seen that Groovy Gavin?
No.
Have any of you ever watched Groovy Gavin? He's a paranormal investigator. I was curious if anybody had seen him.
No.
Very, very
Haven't heard
interesting.
of Groovy
I
Gavin.
haven't. Now, in all, okay, he has 1.87 million subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah, he's the one that was it Seg that did the video on the 20 things that Sam and Colby did, the 20 YouTubers, and he talked about where Sam and Colby told a content creator they had to have 2 million before he'd get on their video.
Oh, I remember
That
that
was,
conversation, but I don't remember who it was.
yeah, it was Groovy Gavin was the guy that had. I remember seeing that video. It was he had it had popped up. You know how YouTube has this suggested for
Yeah.
yous, and I had clicked on it, and I guess it's because I do watch Sam and Colby, and so I guess that's why they put it on there. And I clicked on it, and it was him in line at one of those Paracons. Can't remember which Paracon it was, and he said that he's so excited because he really wants to meet them, and he's going to ask him if they'll collab with him, what it'll take. And by then he only had 1 million subs, which is huge.
Oh.
Okay. And when he went and they said, well, how many subs do you have? And he said, I have 1 million. And they said, well, when you hit 2, we'll collab. And I was like, what the hell?
Hmm.
But they apparently didn't wait for him to hit 2 because they invited him to that Billy Creek
Right.
place.
Have
But
a good
I went
rest,
and
Pomp.
watched
Sleep
a
well.
night pump. A very interesting thing happened was that his one of his videos popped up on my suggested for, and it was on the
Ah.
Annabelle doll. And I think that that had a lot to do with all of the research I was doing on this Annabelle doll. And you and I talked about it, the research I was doing on the Annabelle doll.
Right.
And
Oh, sorry, Pomp's gonna miss the story. But sleep well,
so
Pomp.
that's okay. So I went and I clicked on it, and his investigation was very interesting. I haven't decided, even though he's friends with Elton or whatnot, he didn't scream, "This is paranormal. This is real." None of those things.
Right.
And apparently that's not what he does, but I don't know. So I was curious if anybody else had watched him to see what they think of him. Because,
Right. I think Steph said, yeah, that
yes,
she had watched him. And then Sage said, I
what did,
stumbled across Badlands Paranormal last night. I never heard of them either.
oh, I've
It
never
was
heard of
just
them.
before bedtime, and I'm going to check them out today. Yeah, I have to check them
Huh.
out.
I think that what some of these when the bunkers and stuff do live, somebody, I don't know who, what they should have is they should have a thing that they do that says, okay, how about some teams we've never heard of? Do any of you guys watch or know of anybody that we haven't done a debunk on that would be, and you put them on there, and then you can do one of those vote things, and decide
Right.
from an aspect. And then what they could do is say, okay, I want everybody to watch at least one video from this person. And then the next live, we'll talk about it
Right.
and see what we think about this person. And then I'll do a debunk video on one of their videos. I'll do a video on them. You know what I mean?
I
It
see
would
like
help
Seg
him
and
bring
them,
more
they
views.
do that, but it's kind of like behind the scenes. They'll get recommendations from people in the community and then they'll go check them out and then do their video. But like you're
Yeah,
saying,
but
yeah,
this,
put up a list and have so other people could check them out as well.
or yeah, and or just say to people, is there anybody you're watching that we don't talk about? And you would get things like, from me, I would say Groovy Gavin, and they would say Badlands, and there might be, oh, I'm sure there are, because there's a lot of paranormal investigators on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And then people could go in and they could look at them themselves And
Well,
the
see, that's what I do
best
is I
part
go
of it is,
around and when I hear somebody mention somebody, then I'll go look them up and then watch some of their stuff.
well,
And then I'll bring
well,
them on the program, on Wednesdays because I want to introduce newer people into the community as well that people aren't seeing.
well, one of the things Crow said was the reason they don't do smaller channels. He said, and he was very honest with it, and I appreciate that. Is that he said they don't pay because we don't get the clicks and the views.
It's got to
And
start somewhere, though. We all started
right. So my
somewhere.
thought was, if you ask the people about these and then you say, well, these are all really interesting. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to draw 3 names right now. And he puts the 3 names on. Let's have a vote here. Everybody go and watch at least one video. And at the next live that I do, we're going to talk about this thing and what we liked, what we didn't like, what we thought about them, what we didn't think about them. And then I'll do a video on them and I'll put that out. It would increase their clicks and views. It would make
Right.
people feel like they're a part of it, and it would introduce you to whether these teams are fake, real, whatnot.
Right. Check out to see what they're doing. That's the whole point. And I
Yeah,
always try
and
to
it would.
promote the smaller channels. I mean, because I'm not a big channel either, but
Right.
you got to start somewhere. People, once you
Well,
start promoting and people start noticing, and it helps them grow. That's the whole
but
point.
that's what I
Um,
said to Kenny. I said, you all don't talk about them enough. You all tell them they'll do this is bad, this is bad. I am equipment to death. I just don't even want to hear about equipment anymore. I've heard
right,
it. I get it. I get it. You don't like spirit boxes. I get it. The Estes is bad. I get it. REM pods people can do. Yeah,
well, I
I
mean,
get it.
it's
But
still
I
an
honestly,
experiment,
personally, I don't care if they use equipment. Because if we don't
right?
know what a spirit is made of, how do you know for sure the equipment's not working? I can't tell you it's working any more than you can tell me it's not working because you
Right.
don't know. Until you can
No,
tell
we
me what
don't.
one is
Really, we
made of,
don't.
it's all hit and miss. And how are you going to know if something's going to hit if you're not allowed to try it? Isn't that what experimentation is all about?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's
And
because I'm not a
doesn't
big fan of
science do
all of the.
experiments?
I'm not a big fan of all of the, the bells and whistles, but you still got to use them. You got to try them because there might be that one time that
That's
something
true, yeah.
comes up. Let's see. Stay tuned. They have tried to and keep in the algorithm, drop your average.
I'm
It
going to,
hurts keeping in loop.
there was a debunk Seg did that was absolutely 100% wrong on a guy. And I can understand the man not being people's cup of tea. I can. This man gives ADHD a run for his money, and that's Garrett Watts. But Seg did not do a debunk on an investigation Garrett Watts does. He didn't. It was never any of his, and that's what we were asking him to do, was to go into an investigation this guy does. The reason being is because he is so out of the box. He does debunk, but he
Okay.
does it in a way, Laura, you don't know that's what it is that he's doing. So he'll say, oh my God, that scout sounded scaring the hell out of me. It's really scaring me. Oh my God, and it'll say, good thing it's water. And he'll keep walking. You know what I mean? So now you know that the sound that's happening is water.
Is water.
But he doesn't do it like, oh, it's just what he doesn't do that. It's how he does it. He he made he did a whole video on making holy water guns. Okay. And now I know that sounds funny, right? Oh my God, a holy water gun. Yeah. You want to know what he used the holy water gun for? To shoot the bat that was flying over his head. That's the only time and he'll tell you, the only time I've had to use the holy water gun is to shoot that bat. Remember when I had to shoot that bat? He does it in a way that is just so different. So that's why a lot of us Garrett Watts fans were really, really disappointed in that video because he didn't.
Ah,
First of all, you had to know the history behind that video and to understand what he was saying in the video, what he was claiming in that video. You had to have seen all of these videos before that. It was like it's like reading the end of a book before you ever read the beginning to know the characters.
Right.
And we've tried to tell Sig, and the only reason that that was the video that was picked, I know the reason, is because it was the smallest length video that he had. Because his videos are usually 2.5 hours long. But
Uh,
he's another one. You could actually, if you wanted to, skip and you'd be fine. But even then, I honestly don't suggest you skip because that's how you see. He used a pop up book. He makes what he calls a safe room. Now, his safe room isn't holy water and sage. His safe room is disco balls and stuff and Christmas lights. And he's very unique. He is.
yeah, it
He's very,
sounds it.
but his buddy that does the camera work,
Yeah.
they talk with each other and stuff. I'm just telling you, he does debunk himself. He doesn't say. He did a video that there was part of it that it was in a theater, and he had been wanting to investigate a theater forever. And he went and was doing those little rolly things on the floor, where you what do they call them? Not cartwheels, the head roll thing where you roll around like a rolly ball. And he looks at his friend and he said, I'm bored. There's nothing happening. I thought theaters were supposed to be haunted. I mean, that's what he does. He wasn't yelling and there was sound. Ooh, ooh, that's a sound. It's an old building, I guess. It would kind of do
Yeah,
that,
pretty much.
you know.
Yes.
But the
Sage says,
way
does
he,
anyone hear about different ways to investigate without all the debunking tools? I have been researching old paranormal articles from the late 19th and early 20th centuries to see what they did. Well, that's again, they're mentioning APRF. I loved it when I had them on the show because they are taking a different route.
mm-hmm,
So I look forward to see,
mm-hmm.
as they go on, what
Well,
they'll discover.
Well, that's the other thing. Garrett Watts doesn't even hardly use. He uses an EMF thing, but even that he doesn't use that much. He really doesn't.
Right, so,
He'll read a story from a pop-up book.
APRF is going to
You
be
know, he
on the
he
Paranormal Monkey podcast tomorrow night. Oh, we'll have to catch it.
cool.
We'll have to catch that. Ghost Wiener. I have my father's dowsing rods. I've never used them for ghost hunting though, just to try finding things. I think D rods, you have to use them in the right intention to use. Yeah, because they've been proven over centuries that they've actually used to find water. So there's something to it. I
Yep.
mean, it's not like these people all know where the underground water is. So it's maybe there is some
Right.
validity to using them. As far as doing them in an investigation, I've never used them, so I don't know how they would work. I probably should get a pair of them and just test them out and see what happens. Sometimes I wonder if our energies can make things manifest. I think it has a part and something to do with it, Sage, because you figure it's energy and it's drawn to our energy. So maybe that's and that's the theory is that they draw from energy so they can manifest. So I do believe it has
And
something to do
we're
with it. And Steph's going around. You go around scaring everybody in the mirror in the
oh
morning, Steph. Is that who I saw this morning? I just thought it was my zombie. Okay, I was having a conversation with someone saying that the rods use our energy to work. Yeah, because we were just talking about that the other night. Same thing with using like the pendulum. I've done testing where the pendulum doesn't move unless you're touching it. It draws the energy from
mm-hmm.
the body, and I'm not saying that we're deliberately moving it with micro movements because I've left it in a holder and left it on its own. It didn't do anything, but as soon as my fingertips touched the chain, the movement began. So you've got to have energy to make these things do any kind of movement, even if it's like a self-conscious movement of your own. You don't realizing it. These are things I'm going to test them. I was thinking the other night another way to test that as well is hooking up sensitivity string and stuff to my arms just to test the movement, the involuntary movement of my arm as per the pendulum moving, to where if I was moving it deliberately. Um, if you guys understand that craziness that I just spit out. But if there's
Well,
energy in the
that's part
room, why does it have to be human energy? You know what? I don't think it has to be human energy.
I think energy is all around us, in us, by us. We
Sure.
are all energy. This whole
Everything
world
gives
is
off some sort of
consumed by
energy
energy.
signal.
Yes, it does.
I feel we can use our energy to move them, even mental energy. Could be, Steph. But see, that's what the
I,
experimentation is about. So yeah, I get everybody bashes the
yep,
equipment and all the gadgets and the bells and the whistles. I get it. Because we've been jaded by what the other larger entertainment channels are
true.
doing. So you're automatically jaded. So yes, I wish and a lot of the debunkers have gone out and tested this stuff, but not all of them. I think that if they would go out
Yeah, but here's the
and
thing:
do it on their own and just to check it,
testing.
but you can do it more than once.
There are multiple models. There are multiple equipment. Just because one model reacts in this way does not mean every one of them do. Prime example is paranormal encounters. Paranormal encounters has one of the first epic boxes done that did not speak. It doesn't say yes and no. Okay, it doesn't speak. His epic box rarely ever goes off. It's not like what they talk about with these newer ones that the epic box will randomly just yes, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes, no. His doesn't do that. Why is that? Why is it that his older piece of equipment doesn't go off like that? Why it's different. It's not the same model. It's not the same make. It's not made the same as the newer ones because the newer ones have the yes and no in them.
Right.
It when you don't test more than one and you do it on one, how do you know that the one that you're testing is not defective? We all have bought something that we've had to return because it just doesn't work.
Right.
So to say that the one doesn't work, I get REM pods. If they hit the walkie talkie, it'll make it go off. But what if they're not using a walkie talkie? Well, then they say, well, then probably it's because a police car passed by. Really? Did you see the cop car? Did you see it? Because I didn't hear one, I didn't see one. What are you talking about? So now it's just randomly in the air somebody is using a walkie talkie because those are so used and it's setting this thing off. Really? I don't believe that any more than they believe that that's what it is. I don't know. You've heard Dawson. Dawson has tested different equipment out and it doesn't react in the same way. Why? It's a different model.
Yeah.
So you can't say that all equipment is bad when you haven't tested all equipment. And even the ones that you've tested, you only tested one. I don't know of anybody. Would you take a drug that was made if they only tested it one time? They did one make on it and only tested it once. I know I wouldn't. So I don't get it. I,
Well,
I
yeah.
personally
Well,
I
that's
just don't
why I
get it.
encourage everybody, even though that the stuff gets bashed, keep using it, keep testing it,
Do your thing.
uh, and do your thing, and just catalog the data so
That's
that you
true,
can
Sage.
compare later. 34 degrees. Oh my God. Would you believe it's already 72 here? It's going to be an interesting day here. Steph says, I'm just saying, if they could turn lights on or make meters go off, why not move the rod that's supposed to detect energy, move with no human touching it? Good question. Because, actually, there's somebody, I forgot who it was. In one of the chats, they were talking about how they made a holder for the dowsing rods and that they were going to test to see how how it reacted without any human touch,
That would
which
be
I would
cool.
find, yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, I would like that.
I had a science teacher in school show me the coat hanger trick.
What's a coat hanger trick?
Yeah, what is that, Sage? I don't know about the coat hanger trick. If it does that with a person, why not other energy? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should be able to pick up whatever energy. Oh, they say, all right, Steph's got the holder. See, I couldn't remember.
Mm.
Yeah, send me a pic. Um, because I would be interested. Especially, yeah, Steph, if you test it out and see what kind of results you get, and in different places. Hi, Purple, how's it going? Good morning to you. If different places, different times of day, different weather conditions. As I said, the testing has to be really extensive, not just a one-time thing and say, okay, well, don't it don't work. Well, of course, it didn't work at that time. Maybe it didn't have what it needed at that time to work. I mean, there's so many questions, so many, ways to do things, and you gotta check them all out because you'll never know that just at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually scheduling a show for November that's going to be dealing with spirit energy, so it's going to be pretty interesting because we don't know what this energy can and cannot do. Some people have experienced a lot of different things due to energy, but of course it's their own personal experience. And it usually happens when the camera's not rolling. Oh, I'm a wild purple. Thank you.
Amen.
How are you? I hope you're good.
I
Read
think
down
that's
below. You
personal.
hold the metal coat hanger on a flat edge, hook out, and walk towards someone. It will always turn away when you approach them.
Hmm.
Oh. You hold the metal coat hanger on the flat edge, hook out, and walk toward. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to try that later. I got a metal coat hanger. My husband's going to be like, what? I
Huh.
was going to say, stay still. Uh, the science teacher said it was your electrical field that causes it. Yeah, because we do. We all have that energy around us, the aura, all of it. A lot of people can't see it. Some have the gift where they can pick up and see that aura, but that's that energy field. So it is pretty cool.
Hmm.
So yeah, that is pretty neat. See, now we all have our homework for the day. We're all gonna go searching for metal coat hangers, and then we'll have to report back to Sage just to let her know if it worked or not. That's gonna be fun. I would like to know that. If everybody does that today, shoot me a message. Let me know if it worked, and I'll even put a post on my page to let you know if it worked. It worked here. I got to dig up the hanger. I know we've got one somewhere.
I don't think I have a metal coat hanger.
We always keep an extra floating around here or there because sometimes like when you get locked out of your vehicle or something, you need a metal. That's a must. A
Yeah.
metal coat hanger is always a must. Back in the day, you used them for a lot of things. Not just clothes.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I just don't
The
think we
days
have
like when
one
your
here.
muffler used to crap out on you and you couldn't afford to go get the brackets, so you used coat hangers
Oh,
to
yeah.
tie it up. And
My dad, he replaced the hose one time with a tomato paste can. You know, the small tomato paste cans?
yep.
And he put the tomato paste can between one hose, hooked it to the other, and then did the electrical tape. You know, he sold that car with that tomato paste can still in it.
Well, there you go. Or when you used to get a hole in your muffler, and then you
Mm-hmm.
just put the coffee can over it.
Coffee can over it.
Old day mechanics.
Yes.
Where's Bill when you need him?
Now they made it to where you have to be a special kind of a
Oh,
of
it's
the mechanic to
awful.
even do a car. It's like you couldn't even give us that, really, that those of us that can't afford a mechanic to be able to do our own work on it. Really?
No, no. Oh, that's done on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh yeah.
my son's a welder by trade, but he's also a mechanic. And yeah, he says it's getting to be that if you buy a new car, forget it. You can't fix it
Mhm.
yourself because you don't
Yep.
have the equipment.
No,
You
you
have to have
don't.
special equipment for all of that.
My husband, his uncle, he buys a brand new car every 2 years, like clockwork.
Right. Oh,
He'll,
Steph, that's cool.
when he starts saying things like, "Oh, I think I saw this red truck I liked," we're like, "Oh crap, he's gonna go change his car in." And I'll say, "How long?" I said, "I give him 6 months." My husband says, "Oh no, 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 no. He just got that car. He'll be." I said, "I give him 6 months." And then he keeps talking. And the next thing you know, 6 months later, he comes driving in, whole brand new vehicle. He likes to keep up to date, and everything has
Right.
it's and it's not just that he buys the new car. He buys it with all the bells and whistles.
Right.
He has no kids, he's not married, and he lives with us.
Right.
So he doesn't pay rent. So
Hey, so you spend it on something. No, I
yeah,
see it, Steph. I got the pictures. It's really cool. Yeah, that
they,
is cool. I want to know if that really works. Yeah, I have
I do too.
split screen going because for when I read the story, I got to have the story in front of me. But I see the
Oh,
pictures. Pretty cool.
when are you reading us your story?
Start. Well, we could do it now if you want.
Go for it. I love to hear it. I love stories. I'm an author. I love stories.
There's a special way I had to drill it out so the rods and the handles could move freely. Oh, okay.
Okay. He buys them, outright buys them.
Ouch. So yeah, we'll see that we're at the hour and a half mark. Why don't we? I'll read the story, and let's flip this over to that. Yeah, I figured it'd be easier to do split screen, and then I could just look at it and read it instead of on my phone
Ooh,
because
that's a good idea, Sage. I'm going to try that.
that's one question before I do read the story. How did your grandmother use a tomato sauce can to grind up hamburger?
The open end.
I'm just confused about that one. So yeah, but some of the basic things stuff are the best. That's what I say. You get all the bells and the whistles, like everybody, like with the ghost bell, and they have the new version where it's got the electronics and all this crap. And
Mm.
go out and spend the $2 and get this the plain old front desk bell, school
Hey, if
bell.
that rings, that's impressive.
Just set it there and see what happens. When you got the electronics involved, then there's a chance for corruption.
Yep.
So it's just get the plain. That's what I got, the plain old bell. And you stick it somewhere and see what happens.
Every time I hear that, I can hear Adelaide and Cag singing, "You can ring my bell"
That's right.
to Beardo because he kept his bell in his pocket and it kept dinging.
Ding, ding.
and
Order up.
it got so bad to the point where Cag she went and actually bought a fancy little tap bell,
Right.
and she's like, "In the honor of Beardo." I think it's got a smiley face or something on
Mine has a smiley face. Yeah. Mine's yellow and has a smiley
it.
face.
I
I
think
call him
hers is
Herbie.
too.
Call him Herbie. Let's see. If you like the dowsing rods and metal sleeves, so they get your energy, but your hands movements can affect them. Okay, good tip. Yep, clean it. And she had arthritis, so it was easy for her to hold the bottom of the can to push it and break up the. Oh, okay. I get what you mean now. I get what you mean now. It was easier to use that than like a wooden spoon. That's right, Pinky. Ding, ding, ding. Yellow bell. Okay, we're going to start the story then. Let's see, you guys. Sit back, grab your coffee or your favorite drink, and curl up for our story, which is the title is the Tao that writes back. I found this and I thought it was pretty spooky. So let's see if I have the voice for it this morning. Okay, here we go. In a quiet, rain soaked town on the edge of nowhere, Eleanor Grayson lived alone in a house too large for one person. She inherited it from her late mother, a woman obsessed with antiques and oddities. The house creaked incessantly, its warped wooden floors and peeling wallpaper whispering secrets. Eleanor preferred to ignore it. She wasn't superstitious, not really, but she couldn't deny the unease that clung to the place like damp rot. It started with the doll. Eleanor found it while cleaning out the attic one dreary afternoon in late February. Buried beneath moth eaten blankets and, and cracked porcelain teacups, it sat propped against a wooden beam, staring at her with unblinking glass eyes. The doll was small, no taller than her forearm, dressed in a faded blue pinafore with a lace collar yellowed by time. Its porcelain face was unnervingly lifelike. Rosy cheeks, a tiny rosebud mouth, and those eyes pale blue and piercing. A mop of brittle blonde curls framed its head, tangled as though it hadn't been brushed in decades. Eleanor didn't remember it from her childhood, but something about it felt familiar, like a half remembered dream. She should have left it there, but curiosity, or perhaps loneliness, compelled her to bring it downstairs. She set it on the mantel above the fireplace, where it could watch the room with a silent gaze. You'll keep me company, she muttered, half jokingly, as she turned away to make tea. That night, she woke to the sound of scratching. It was faint, the skittering noise like a mouse gnawing at the walls. Eleanor sat up in bed, her breath fogging the cold room. The house was old. Noises were normal. She waited, ears straining, but the sound didn't repeat. Eventually, she drifted back to sleep, chalking it up to the wind or a rodent. She needs traps. The next morning, she found a note. It was on the kitchen table, written in a shaky, childish scrawl on a scrap of yellowed paper she didn't recognize. The ink was black, smudged at the edge, as though applied with trembling fingers. It read, I see you. Eleanor froze, the mug of coffee in her hand trembling slightly. She lived alone. No one had been in the house. She checked the doors, locked, the windows shut tightly. Her rational mind screamed that it was a prank, but who could have done it? She had no neighbors close enough to sneak in, no friends who'd think this was funny. She crumpled the note and tossed it into the trash, her heart thudding. That day, she avoided the doll. She didn't look at it, didn't acknowledge its glassy stare from the mantel, but she felt it watching her. By evening, exhaustion won out over unease, and she convinced herself she imagined the note's significance. Maybe she had written it herself. In a fugue state, sleepwalking wasn't unheard of. The scratching came again that night, louder this time. It wasn't in the walls, it was closer, like fingernails dragging across wood. Eleanor bolted upright, fumbling for the lamp, the light flickering on, casting long shadows across her bedroom. Nothing. The room was empty. She held her breath, listening, but the house was silent again. When she shuffled into the living room the next morning, blurry eyed and on edge, another note waited. This one was on the edge of the coffee table, written in the same jagged handwriting. Why don't you talk to me? Eleanor's stomach dropped. She stared at the doll on the mantel. It hadn't moved. Or had it? Its head seemed tilted slightly, its eyes catching the morning light in a way that made them glint. She grabbed the note, her hands shaking, and stormed to the fireplace. This isn't funny, she hissed, though she didn't know who she was addressing. She shoved the doll into a drawer in the kitchen, slamming it shut, and locked the drawer with a key she kept in her pocket. A few days, nothing happened. No notes, no scratching. Eleanor began to relax, convincing herself it was a fluke. Some trick of her mind. She even laughed about it over the phone with a coworker, brushing it off as an old house nonsense. Then, on the third night, she woke to the sound of paper crumpling. It was coming from the kitchen. Heart pounding, she crept down the hallway, clutching a fireplace poker. The kitchen was dark, the only light faint glow from the street lamp outside. The drawer was still locked. She checked her pocket. Oh, sorry. She checked the key in her pocket to be sure. But on the counter, illuminated by a sticky yellow light, or sickly yellow light, sorry guys, was a new note. The handwriting was angrier now. The letters scratched deeply into the paper. You can't hide me. Eleanor dropped the poker. The clang echoed in the silent house. She tore open the drawer. Empty. The doll was gone. Panic clawed at her throat as she spun around, searching the shadows. A soft giggle, high and childlike, drifted from the living room. She found it sitting on the couch, its little porcelain hands folded neatly in its lap. Beside it was a pencil, worn to a nub, and a fresh note. I'm lonely. Play with me. Eleanor didn't sleep that night. She sat in the kitchen, lights blazing, clutching a knife she didn't know how to use. The doll stayed on the couch, unmoving, but she swore its eyes followed her every time she dared to peek into the room. By morning, she made up her mind she'd burn it. She built a fire in the backyard, the flames crackling as she tossed the doll into the blaze. The porcelain face blackened, its curls shriveled, those glassy eyes melted into hollow sockets. Eleanor watched until it was ash. Her hands trembled with relief. That night she slept deeply for the first time in days, but the scratching returned. It was louder now, insistent, coming from beneath her bed. Eleanor didn't move, didn't breathe. Something cold brushed her ankle. A small, singed hand emerged from under the mattress, clutching her charred scrap of paper. The note was barely legible, letters smeared with ash. You shouldn't have done that. She screamed, scrambling out of bed, but the hand was gone. The note laid on the floor, a blackened fingerprint smeared across it. The doll, or what was left of it, wasn't finished with her. The next morning, Eleanor packed her bags and left the house. She didn't look back, didn't care where she went as long as it was far away from that place. The house sat empty for months, then years, its windows dark and its walls silent. But the neighbors swear on quiet nights they hear scratching. And sometimes, if you peer through the grimy windows, you'll see a small charred figure on the mantle writing. That's it, guys.
Very cool.
Oh man. Talk about a creepy doll. So everybody that's
Eh,
wondering about their haunted dolls, there you
There's a
go.
reason I there's a reason I don't do dolls. Dolls and
Uh-huh.
clowns. Nope.
Hi, Kat. Glad that you're lurking. Sound more creepy sounds. Cool. Angry entity, rogue creepy doll. Yep.
There you go.
Released entity unknowingly.
Why
It's
do
we.
people always go to burning? When everybody tells you never burn it. Why do they do that? Okay, in the native culture, fire is considered so sacred because they use it to send gifts to the gods and the spirits. So I never have been able to understand why people think, oh my God, this is a scary Ouija board. This is a scary doll. Let's burn it.
It's a quick
You're
way
releasing
to.
it into the air.
Well, it's a quick way they think of getting rid of it.
Yeah, they take it to an antique store. They ain't gonna know any better. Uh, it's out of
I
your
mean, I
house.
think it's just human nature. You think, oh God, this is, I got to burn this to get rid of it. So nobody else will be harmed or whatever by it,
I
you
mean,
know?
but if you think about how many rituals are done with fire,
Oh,
and yet
yeah.
you choose to go that route, I've never understood that. It's like
I mean, there's
to
a lot
me,
of people that
it,
believe that fire is cleansing.
yeah, well, it is. It does. It very
So,
much so does cleanse.
yeah. So, I
I
mean,
believe that too. But
as
I'm just
far
saying
as,
it.
stuff like this, you're thinking, oh God, I just got to get rid of this
But
thing. And
it's
yeah, they
supposed
just
to.
fire up the barbecue.
But fire is supposed to cleanse you and the environment. It when you burn that object, you've released its energy out into the air.
They don't think of it
It,
that
it
way.
just it's just to me it's just wow. I never understood that. So many rituals are done by fire, and yet you turn around and you more or less did a ritual without even doing. You don't always have to say a prayer. And
Right.
Pop, I
I
saw that, and
personally, I'd
I'm
rather
really
burn it
curious
than
at what you
boil it.
thought of him. I'm really curious at what you thought of him, because that's the episode I saw. Pump said
Let's
that
see.
he just saw Groovy Gavin's one that he did at Elton's with Annabelle. That's the one I saw. I'm just very curious. You know what I found very interesting about that, about the Groovy Gavin one, was that uh, he asked Nesper about the Annabelle doll and the
Right.
rumors surrounding her about the causing the fire at the plantation, the her going missing, and Dan Rivera's death. And I'm telling you, Nesper shocked the hell out of me because they said absolutely not. Annabelle had nothing to do with those things. Absolutely nothing.
Right. You're welcome,
That
guys. I hope
shocked
you
me.
enjoyed the story.
And the
If you want me
story
to
was
continue to do
wonderful.
it, if you want me to
The
continue to do
story
it, I'll
was
keep picking them
wonderful.
out.
I really enjoyed that the story,
Oh,
but
man.
I'm not kidding when I say that I do watch Twin Paranormal, Sam McColby and them, because as an author, I love their ability to storytell. I love it.
Right.
They tell really good stories. Do they investigate? Well, hell no. But they really have you on the edge of your seat about, wow, okay. And what happens next? They're really good at it.
Yeah, they annoy me, so I only can watch a little bit. No, I'll continue the stories. Yeah, if you guys
See,
really enjoyed that, I figured every morning brew that I have in October that I'll continue to do it.
Pump, I'm going to tell you, that's how I thought of him too. But like I said, I've only seen the one video of him. Um, but that's what I thought too. That he seems pretty serious about what he's doing, and he tries to balance they're going too far with this, with the I really don't believe this. He balances that. That's what I saw.
Right.
So I just was curious if anybody else had seen it that way. Cause I'm gonna watch more of his stuff so I have a better idea. Cause I'm a firm believer you can't just watch one video and get the idea of who they are. You just can't.
No, yeah,
Um,
you've got to watch a few of them. Just well, seeing that I do the show that I do, I have to
Mhm.
watch several videos because I got to
Yeah.
determine whether or not I want to put that out there, you know?
Amen. I agree. I
I
just
mean, I really
it
don't like to support somebody that's going to, push falsified information or experiences, because I'm looking for the real deal. The whole point of my
mhm.
program is for people to learn and share experiences. And
But
if
that's what I
if
was
you're going
trying
to
to
make it
tell
up,
Penny.
yeah, if you're going to make it up, then I forget. I can make up crap too, but
Well,
that's not what
yeah.
I want to do.
Hey, so can I. I do it for a living. Um,
Right. So you've got a
I
great
can make it up
imagination. So you could come up
too.
with anything and people like, ooh, ah, it's
You know what's really funny is people that knew me, like really thought that they knew me. When I started writing what I write, it floored everybody because I was always a very serious person
right.
and a realist. I am a realist. In my mind, I am. I got to say it that way because some people would think that the way that I believe is not real, but that's okay. I don't care. Believe what you want. I believe what I want. You believe the
Exactly.
world's
Exactly.
your oyster.
Not everybody's going to believe the same.
But I
Uh
love hearing why you think the way you do. Not because I find you um, nutso or because I think you're completely wrong. I'm truly, genuinely interested in your side of it because as much as I believe, I also recognize I could be wrong, you know, and that's okay too. I do the best I can. I'm human. I'm allowed to be wrong. That's one of the great things about being human is we're allowed to make mistakes
all
as
right,
long
Pop,
as you
here's a
learn.
question for you. Pop wants to know, what did you make of the Groovy Gavin's Estes session?
Oh, I thought that was funny. That how did you? I found what I found interesting was he and his friend when they did the Estes. Okay, he said that he started feeling really weird. Groovy Gavin, he didn't last long doing it. He said he started getting dizzy and whatnot, and I was like, he says that's really honestly never happened to me before, and I believed what he was saying. So he had his camera guy friend work, do it as well. But what was really interesting was they were getting maybe one word, this word, back and forth. And then the thing said Alton, and he said, "Do you mean Elton?" And so they went and they got Elton. And when Elton came down, all of a sudden it's words, it's sentences, it's paragraphs, But
Paragraphs.
yeah, I just thought it was interesting. It was like I believed what he said because it is the whole idea of the Estes is almost for you to go into a hypnotic state. It's really what it's supposed to be. But you're supposed to get completely relaxed, and it does kind of take you because the idea is that it's going to take you almost outside of your body.
Right.
And
It's like a form of meditation.
yeah, it is. And it's supposed to, people can hate Sammy Colby all they want, but they actually spoke to the person that created the formula. They went to the Stanley Hotel. The guy was there. He did an Estes. He told him exactly how to do the Estes, which is why I get pissed at Sam McColby because you were told how to do it and you still do it wrong. They started doing it correctly, and then they went back to their old ways. One of the main things is you're not supposed to be in the same room with each other.
Okay. Pop says, all right, I'm reading this, but I don't understand. Pop, retype it. It says, it it tied in though, didn't it? Don't you think?
I do think it did. Yes,
Okay. So
it
she understood that.
absolutely
Okay.
did. Yeah, well, you'd actually, honestly, you'd have to see the Groovy Gavin one. But that's what I said. I really liked the young man. I did. I just was trying to think. He's a conundrum because he's very good friends with. How can I say this? Okay, I'm a very honest person. I'm a very blunt person sometimes. I really liked Overnight. I did. I liked Elton. Elton, when he started, he just absolutely did not believe in the paranormal world. He just didn't. He thought it was a joke. He would do stupid things because he didn't believe. It's how they did the whole opening Dibbit boxes, and I think he opened like 40 of them, 30 of them, or something like that. And Corey went nuts. And it's because he would go so far outside of Corey's thing that Corey supposedly left. I don't know. I think Corey and I think his girlfriend had a lot to do with what happened between them two. That's besides the point. The point is, second Corey left, all of a sudden, Elton is a firm believer. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So I kept watching, and then and then he started doing lives, and I thought, how cool is this? I've been saying, why don't these bigger channels do lives? He started doing these lives, and I'm watching them. And these lives started just when he bought the Warren house. That's when the live started. But the first live he did, I watched this man make $3,000. $3,000 in a 1 hour live within 1 hour.
We're doing it wrong, guys. We're doing.
It was the way he did it that started upsetting me.
Yeah.
Because because of watching Elton as long as I have, I know how he plans things. So I know he's going to send his wife by herself. I know he's going to have Jerry do the Estes or Evan do the Estes. So what he would do is he would say to them, it's a 50, I need 50 votes. You have to pay 50 donations. They have to be $5 or more for it to count. And if you reach that 50, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have somebody go by themselves up in the attic. That 50 was met in under 8 minutes.
That's just crazy. Talk about baiting everybody.
And we're talking $25, $30 each.
Wow.
We're not talking the 5. We're talking people. One lady sent $300 to him in one shot.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God. So when the 50-50, he says, holy crap, they're like, we already met the goal. And he's like, already? Oh my God. I can't believe we met that goal already. Yeah, bullshit. And then he said, okay, well, we're going to do another one. How about an Estes? You can choose who you want. If you want Jerry to have to do it, or if you want Ginger, myself, or Evan, we'll even do one. Now, who do you think the people are going to pick? Who did he say emphasized the most? So, of course, because he wanted Jerry to do it.
Yeah.
So he emphasized Jerry. The next thing you know, within 10 minutes, he met his $50 and $5 thing. Boom. Within the first 5 minutes. Oh, Jerry, now we're going to let you vote. So go ahead and vote who you want. And of course, who did everybody pick? They all picked Jerry. Because he wanted them to. So this is what he would do. And that started upsetting me. Because he's manipulating these people to paying him money to do something he was already going to do anyway.
Yeah, I get it.
That really upset me.
Hopefully the money did go to Dan's family pomp. I hope it did.
That was the first time. That wasn't for this. The ones I'm talking about wasn't for this. And yes, the money he raised the first time when they did the live at the Warrens, when he first bought it, when it first opened the first day, any money, any donations and stuff that they got from there, it went to Dan's wife. Plus they did a mystery boxes that they sold. And they made over $90,000 between the two for Dan Rivera's family. But then you go to the next live, one of the other lives that he did. And this is the one where he starts telling the story about, they're doing an investigation inside. And he's getting the people to believe that Lorraine and Ed Warren are in this home.
Yes, you're there.
Okay. And that's why I told Kenny, understand the narrative. Because you all have it wrong. Every one of you start off by saying, this house was never haunted before. Elton is not saying that that house was haunted before. He is not. What he is saying and what he is getting his people to say is that Eleanor, when Lorraine died, okay, when Ed died, Lorraine was on her own. She was doing her best to keep the evil energy out of their home on her own now. When Lorraine died, the evil started to come from the museum into the home because there was nobody there to stop it. And then Ed and Lorraine came out, and now they're there fighting against that evil to keep it out of their home that they lived in for so many years. And that's why that house is now haunted. He has to do something because the agreement that they had when they got to lease the articles was that they were going to open a museum. So what they're doing is they need until May the 10th is when the museum is going to be finally opened, supposed to be opened. So what there is going to happen is that they're moving all of the items, the Annabelle freaking movie prop, all of those that shit is going into their new museum where they're going to hold tours and more
Aha.
investigations. So they have to. How are you going to bring people to the bed and breakfast of Ed and Lorraine? Well, if you want to do bed and breakfast and you want to still do investigations within this, now what they're going to end up doing is they're going to say there's residual evil demons or whatnot that didn't want to leave to go there. That's what's going to end up happening. But what they needed a story as to evil entering that home so that people will still want to rent the bed and breakfast
Right.
and also go to the museum and rent it out. So let's see what are people going to do? You have a bed and breakfast that's haunted and you have a museum that's haunted. So you're going to pay for the investigation of the museum and you're going to pay for the investigation of the home and stay overnight at the bed and breakfast. You're going to still get both and they get paid for both. So now instead of them only getting, I'm going to say only getting about 1700 from you for a video, what they're going to get is they're going to get that 1700 plus, think about it, whatever they're going to charge for that museum. And again, they're going to turn around and charge you again for them to look at your footage, which is a bunch of horse
Yep.
crap.
Yep. They're making
Uh
it hand over
but
fist.
they're making the narrative. They're making the narrative so that they can still, people will still want to rent out that bed and
Sure. Well, they'll
breakfast.
stay there and then they'll go and do the investigation. So they're
And
making double the amount of
it's like,
money off of the same people.
eh, and it's like with him saying, well, we're providing you towels and linens. You're a bed and frickin' breakfast. It's the law, you asshole. What are you people that stupid that they don't know it is the law that you have to have linens, towels, soap, shampoo. You have to. Why do you think when you go to a hotel, Laura, any hotel, what do they have? They have those little things of shampoo and
Yeah, I used to
conditioner,
work in a
and the little
hotel.
bar of soap. They they have to by law.
I
You're not a Sally house. You are not an axe murder house. You are not. You are a bed and breakfast. That you have to provide
Hi,
those things.
Ryan.
So for you to say you're gonna charge her because you're doing that, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people don't know. Pom says, do you think maybe they are actually doing that? If we have spirit guides and gatekeepers protecting us, is it possible they are protecting our protectors? Isn't it? Are,
It is possible, Pump, but my problem is it's how he did it
yeah, he's basically
that makes me question
everybody.
it.
Is what he's doing.
It's not about don't I think that Ed and Lorraine could come back to try and help? Absolutely. I They absolutely could, but it's how he did it. It's the manipulative way he went about making the narrative
Yeah.
happen that really made me go, "Oh, heck no." Um, it's how he made the narrative. It's not, is it or isn't it? At this point, I can't even tell you if it would
Right.
be, because he tainted it so bad for me that I can't even consider it
Right.
because of how he did it. It just it just and then, oh my, the last the last live that he did, he got broken into. They broke into his home. He was in Brazil with his wife and the overnight crew. They were not the overnight, the TFIL crew, and they were on their way back, and they get a thing that their home was broken into. He
Oh
goes and
yeah,
he
I
looks.
seen that.
He's
Yeah.
got one. He's got one of those cameras. He looks in the camera, and he sees another person walking around in his wife's clothes, drinking sodas from his fridge. Like, they even took a shower in his home. Okay.
Why not make yourself at home?
Yeah, they really made themselves at home.
Those
And
squatters.
then, yeah, and then they discovered that the person actually took the house keys and the car keys, and they took Ginger's car keys, which had the house keys and stuff on them. And he says, now all of this could be coincidence, but a lot of weird things have been happening to me since I bought this place. And yeah, it could be coincidence. And he rolls his eyes and shakes his head, and he said, or it could be, and he throws his head backwards towards the house. And he
Yes, I
says,
know.
so you tell me, Chet, who do you think is making this stuff happen to me? And of course, the whole chat, Annabelle, the house of the evil in the house is doing this. Annabelle,
Right.
oh my God, Eldon, save yourself. It was so clearly manipulated. It just really pissed me off. I mean, well, you know that because I was
Yeah, because you
breathing
messaged me.
fire
I
that
know.
night. I was breathing fire
Yeah.
that night. I was so pissed off. It's then
And
let's
Pop,
look
you
at
are right. It's a business, and that's how he's running
yep,
it, as a business.
and that's perfectly fine. Run your
He's got to
business,
make back that million plus, and I guarantee he'll
but
have it within
stop,
the year.
but stop manipulating how you
You
do
know
it.
what? But even though, yes, it upsets you and
But
it upsets a lot of people, but
oh,
you
I
know
was
what? It's
furious.
the people, his followers, it's their choice, their money. If they want to
And
give
let
it
me tell
away,
yes,
more power to
and
them.
that's
Especially
the
if you think
thing that
about it,
actually
it's
keeps me
brilliant.
calm down, because I've said, oh, it is. It absolutely is. But the narrative, but what all the debunkers and everybody keeps saying is, that house was never haunted before, because they didn't watch any of these lives. They didn't see what he was doing. And
Right.
it's like, but that's not what he's claiming. So you're going after him in the wrong freaking way, because he never said that house was haunted before he bought it. He never said that.
Right. Piki says they get the chat all hyped up, and then the people start giving money. It's
Oh,
it is like it
yes.
becomes a giving frenzy because people get all
Yes,
excited. Well, the story I just told is
exactly.
really real. You got to buy me a coffee. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But it's
Thank you. It's exactly that.
yeah, they know how to
That
play
is
it.
that's why I was getting upset. Now here's the thing, and I know people hate Twin Paranormal. I get it. But let me tell you the difference between Elton and their lives. And they get about 1 to 2,000 in their lives. But they do not, they will answer if you ask a question about paranormal. They answer it as long as they see it come up.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what it is. Even if you ask them a question that is a debunker style question, they'll answer it.
Right.
Okay.
It's not that
But
I hate them.
what
It's that I find
but
them annoying.
what they do is, well,
Right.
their lives I was finding very annoying, because they were doing things like, okay,
But
guys,
they know what they're
if you
doing
can,
though. When you got 1,000 people in the chat, you know what you're doing.
but what they say is just like and subscribe. That's all we're asking you to do. Like it, like our channel, just like this
Right.
video. They're not asking anybody to give them money. They're not saying do 50 at $5 plus. They've never done that.
Right.
And they'll say, tell us what you want us to do. Do you want us to do a bouncy house? Do you want us to paint Wyatt? Do you want us to put shaving cream all over? You tell us what you want us to do, and we're going to do it. And that's what
Right.
they do.
Sure.
That's what they do. The next time they come on, what it is, it's we got the bouncy house because that's what you guys wanted, and they do the bouncy house, but they do not tell people to donate. Then what they'll do is when they do get them, they say, "Oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, Sarah sent $2," and then they read what they had to say. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. You don't have to do that. Just hit the like button, guys. That's all we're asking. Hit the
Right.
like
Right.
button. It is so different because Elton does not thank the people that have donated anything under $50. What he did sit down and read. He did sit down and read no matter what they donated. He was sitting in the museum for one of his lives answering Q's and A's. But you had to donate. You had to
$50.
donate. It
That's
wasn't one of those
crazy.
where he would just read your question. You
Right.
had to donate. Even if it was $2, he would read the question. So I did something I never do with these channels. I donated $5. And I said, hey, Elton, curious sake. So debunkers keep saying that you're fake. Do you have anything to prove to us that you're not? Like, raw footage would work.
Right. Oh, Sage, thank you so much.
And
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wait, we've got to give her a. Or actually, Pop has a question. He want to know: has anybody checked out all the items in the museum? They say all 700 items fake. Uh, are fake as a bold claim. I think.
when Gavin was doing the walkthrough of the museum pump, they went and there was a doll with its arms crossed. That was a Jeff Dunham remake doll. The old man of Jeff. Anybody who's seen Jeff Dunham,
Yeah.
you know the old man that I'm talking about that he has that's got the
Oh, yeah.
squinty eyes and all that. That's just like this.
Yeah, that's my
It was
husband.
a it was it was a miniature version of that doll. I
To be
kid you
honest,
not.
this is my belief. It's all stuff that they found in the thrift store, or it
Yes.
was given to them
What
and they
was
just
given
stuck
to
it in
them.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've never heard anybody go in there and say, okay, let's have this checked, see if any of this, stuff is legit. I've never heard of
No.
any
And
reports
the
of
only
it.
things that you have,
Hi,
and
DNM.
I'm gonna tell you,
Welcome.
that damn mirror that was featured in their movie.
Oh, that mirror.
Elton and Corey did a live there to raise money for charity. And I remembered this that they had just about every piece of that museum with a camera in it. And I went through that video, very long video. Nowhere is that mirror. That mirror is nowhere. Where the
Uh-huh.
hell did that mirror come from? I was like, I
Uh,
don't remember them seeing or talking about a mirror.
it
And
came
so
from
I went and I
Amazon.
looked. I couldn't find it. Now I could have just missed it. I'm not saying that I'm perfect with that, but I,
Right.
honest to God, could not find it anywhere. I did figure out something else, but I didn't find that. And I told you what that something else was.
Right.
It.
Like Steph said, they have their plants in the chat, like psychics do in audience. They lead the people to the narrative. And you are
Mm-hmm.
right, Steph. You are so right.
Amen. Yes, they do.
And then Ryan
Absolutely.
says, he goes, I'm sure some of the items got used in rituals or had some stories of attachment, but yeah, that's too many items to all be haunted.
Yeah, it just no. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh my God, they have a Jeff Dunham doll." And my husband said, "What?" And I said, I backed it up. I said, "Look," and he went, "Hey, that's the old man Jeff Dunham holds." I said, "Yeah, but it's haunted." He said, "Since
Of
when?"
course it is. It's like my Leroy doll. He's haunted.
Yeah. It's like, and it's not that I don't believe in haunted objects. I absolutely do believe that. I do. I believe objects can get
Well, they
haunted.
can there can be an attachment,
They
sure.
could be,
But as far
but
as that place, nothing was tested, nothing was proven. There's
you
no
know,
documentation, to prove anything.
I have no doubt that they're going to end up making a movie on that shadow doll.
Oh, if it's got a possibility,
That
yeah.
that's the one that's the one that faces Annabelle. That they say that they always have a spiritual war. That came up in the live that Corey and Elton had done in there
Right. See,
during the
right
thing.
there,
That
Roger says Ed was actually quoted as saying that things couldn't be possessed, but people could be. So that's right
yeah,
out of the mouth of the demonologist himself.
yeah, but then he changed his tune real quick when it came to, when it got him money, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
I
it. They
I
have a
I am
Walter doll. That's what my
I
that's
am
Walter's actually my husband, Steph.
but in my belief system, everything has a spirit. Everything has the possibility. It's all about balance. And when the balance is disturbed, there's when Kenny had said about the extinction, one of the things I could have explained to him was in the Cherokee belief, it's believed that animals that have been wronged do come back, and that's why humans have sickness. That's why they get massive diseases like the Black Plague. That's why they get things like the C word. That's why they get these things, is because it is animals that have been wronged that come back and cause sickness. It's a firm belief of the Cherokee Nation. So, but yes, I believe that things can attach to an item. I believe in the stone theory. I do. You can't have that much blood seep into the earth and it not
Have
have
some kind of an
repercussions
effect. Right.
because it disrupts the balance.
Well,
It
yeah, because
disrupts the
I do. I
balance.
follow a lot of Native American beliefs and stuff because, yeah, everything is to them, everything is sacred.
Yes,
Everything.
absolutely.
So, that's a good way to feel about it. A lot of people will pick fun and stuff about, people, worshiping, Mother Earth. I mean, not for nothing. We need to. She's the one that sustains us. So if you don't
Correct.
take care of it, we don't exist.
And if you don't take care of it, Mother Earth will take care of it eventually for herself.
Exactly.
And that didn't end well a while back when we had the Ice Age. It didn't end well a few times. Ask the dinosaurs.
Well, yeah,
It didn't end well.
it'll wipe existence clean and start over. That's what it does.
Correct. Exactly.
Uh, yeah, Say says that they always prime the audience too, and then what they explain
Yes.
mysteriously happens.
Yes, exactly. They do. And that's why I love teams like Adelaide Haunted Horizon and Paranormal Quest and Joe Vitale and Boo Production and good lord, I miss him. Two Ply.
I
That's
know. I don't know what's going on with them.
Jimmy. With his uh, anybody who watch. I don't know if any of you have seen it yet. If you haven't, you really need to watch The Ghost of Carmel, Maine, because
Yes,
I'm telling you,
fantastic.
that was the best paranormal documentary I have ever seen
I
over
agree. It was
all of
very
them.
good.
And the reason that was is because Jimmy went there really, truly believing that this was happening.
Well, he
And
put
he
everything
wanted,
into it, and he was
yeah,
devastated when he found out the
he
truth.
he wanted to see and experience this amazingness himself. And you could see the moment he realized Kent was lying.
Oh, yeah. It was like he was
And the
gutted. It was terrible.
pain, the pain in that man, and then the anger. And I didn't blame him for being angry.
I actually told
But
him, I said,
that
that's the
video,
only
I believe
documentary.
I'm going to show the world.
Right. That was the only documentary up to date in the paranormal that actually brought me to tears. I told him that.
Yes, it did. It made me cry. Oh my god, I cried. I thought I was the only
Yeah,
one crying.
yeah,
I cried for him. I felt
no,
so
yeah, I
bad
did,
for
yeah,
him.
yeah.
The
Sage, yeah, life is
pain.
fragile, and a lot of people don't realize that. Well, people take advantage. They always think there's a tomorrow.
Mhm.
Most,
Yes.
you know,
I learned real early.
Asian people believe that tomorrow, yesterday is already gone. You can't do anything about yesterday. Tomorrow doesn't exist yet. Only this moment right now.
Live for the
So
moment.
concentrate on this moment because that's the only thing that exists at the time.
The pain though, it was so real. And his documentary went from a man that I'm going to show the world that you're wrong. They do exist. See, Kenny? And when he realized that, he was like, "Well, son of a bitch. No,
We
now I got
love
to show
Kenny.
him what's going on." And I'm not saying that's what I mean. I said that, but
Right.
I didn't
No,
mean
no, no.
that
Yeah.
literally. It's just,
We love Kenny. We love Kenny. Let's
yeah,
see.
I
It's the
do.
ghost of
I
Carmel,
do.
Maine, Sage.
Yeah. Oh my God. When he set out and when he proved it with a freaking trash bag, that was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was
Well, when I
amazing.
first seen that, I
It
was
just,
thinking, is that the cat in the window? I didn't think it was a ghost. I thought it was the cat because there was a cat in the room.
I didn't even see it at first.
And then when he
From the,
set it up, I'm
from,
thinking, oh shit, it probably was like an old shirt or a garbage bag.
it was a shirt. It was definitely a silk shirt.
So yeah,
And then they said that it came up missing. But he proved it to me 1,000% with that trash bag. That trash bag was one of the most brilliant things that he could have done. But it was just, it really is. If you haven't seen the Ghost of Carmel, Maine, you really need to see the Ghost of Carmel, Maine. And then, like I said, for Evil Unearthed, that was quite fascinating to me for a
it
few different
was.
reasons.
Uh,
First of
well, they
all,
they
I
pointed out a lot
literally,
of things didn't that people didn't realize. I mean, we found out a
yes,
lot of stuff about that place that
and
nobody
I
did.
have to say that Matt and Joe, they really did their homework on that
Yes, they
house.
did.
And what amazed me a lot with it is, I was really worried when they had Michelle. When they had her gone there, I was like, "Oh my god!" The world
You're
that
welcome, Sage.
knows that she worked with uh Buell. What was it called? Paranormal state.
Yeah, I think it's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah, Buell. Remember Buell, the one that was the head investigator.
yeah,
Yeah. And then when all of this stuff went down, where they sold tickets to a paranormal convention that never happened, and he kept the money, and all kinds of different abuse towards his boyfriend, the struggles he was going through when he knew he was gay and it wasn't acceptable to his religion, um, the drug abuse, the alcohol abuse.
yeah.
He lied that he had cancer, you know, all of
Oh,
this stuff.
yeah. Awful.
And Michelle Belichier, she is part of that. Not part of that. I mean, just she was one of the people that worked with him on
Right,
occasion. She also worked with kindred spirits. But she was never used for her demonology background, for her demon background. And I don't mean
right,
demonology that she's a demonologist. I mean she studied
right.
literally in school, in college. She studied demons. Thank you, Ryan Buell. Yes.
Yeah,
Um, she studied it. So, and she studied that and cults. So when he went to her, I was like, oh my God. And then I saw that he actually went to her on her studies. It had nothing to do with her psychic background. It had everything to do with the schooling that she actually went through and her knowledge on the subject. And she is very, very smart and very knowledgeable. And a lot of people don't see past the fact that, you know, she says, that she's psychic.
well, when you put the word demon in there and psychic, automatically fraud comes up. So, I mean,
Right. But I have never thought of Michelle as a fraud. And yes, she's been on television, but one of the things I always tell people is a real psychic isn't going to go on YouTube. They're not going to go on television. They're not going to be charging you $300. Not a real one. They're just
Right.
not.
Right.
Because they wouldn't abuse their gift that way. Oh yeah, that's what I said. Is I'll tell you something that happened here that I've never told anybody, but my husband knows that he's the only one that knows. I came when I came from New Mexico and I moved here to Canada. His father came and picked us up from the airport. First time I ever met the man. Okay, and so I he came and picked us up and brought us to his home. I walked into the home. There was a woman standing there. She was medium height, very thin, long dark hair, and she was crying. And I thought, oh, how sad. And they introduced me to the uncle, but nobody introduced the woman to me. Nobody introduced the woman to me. And I was like, okay. And then they're like, well, here, go up, let's go up to our room and put our stuff away. I was like, okay. So I walked past the woman and I didn't say anything to her, and because she was crying. Yeah, I was a little uncomfortable. I go upstairs, put my stuff down. I come back down. She's not there, and I'm looking around, going, "Well, maybe she went to her room, to the room." I don't know who she is yet. I walk into the living room, way far over, and there is the picture, and it is the woman I saw. And I said, "Oh, who's that?" And old man, well, I call him old man, as JP's dad, says to me, "Oh, that was my wife. She died 8 years ago." Now, I did not know her. I had never met her. I had never seen her. My husband never spoke of her. I have no clue, but I know what I saw.
Right.
Now, when I hear people say, oh, it's your mind manifesting and making it up and it's been trying to click with the, what the hell? No, I didn't manifest this. You know, I didn't. Well, then I figured out what her issue was. And I told the old man, you need, you need to stop mourning her and let her go. I would love some. Yes. My husband's
We'll take
coming and
some
asking if I
too.
want some more to drink. Yeah, Laura says I'll
I,
take some too.
I,
But yeah, it's just
we'll wait.
I didn't. How how
Hi, Emmy.
how how, how did I see this? I don't know, but I know what I saw.
Well, she wanted you to see it.
And what I did was my Native American thing. I went around but I do a mixture of things, and I went from the basement to and I just did my sage stuff and said prayers and said, "Go, it's okay. Go, leave this. Give him the burden, and you go, go." It was a long time before I could get her to go because he wouldn't let her go.
Right.
When he got so sick, she's been gone now for about 2 years, but it didn't happen until he got so sick. He couldn't go to her grave. He couldn't, and thoughts of her were not on his mind because he was too busy trying to figure out. Because, in all fairness, the man should honestly not be alive today. But the point of the fact is, explain that to me because that wasn't my brain making it up. I
Right.
never met her. I
Good
didn't even
morning,
know she
Mariah.
existed.
Right. Hope you had a good investigation the other night there, Emmy. I got to go back and finish watching. I pooped out on you, but it was nice to see you out in the field again. No, I really spirit reveals itself to who they want to in the time that they want. And apparently, she wanted you to know that she was there,
Apparently, apparently,
and maybe she thought that you could get him to release her.
to
That's
release her.
probably the tears were about.
Mm-hmm.
Is she couldn't move on because of him of his sorrow.
I just told him, I said, you need to let her go because you're keeping her here and she can't rest in peace because you don't let her. That's
Right?
selfish. But then I learned a long time ago the old man is pretty selfish. And I don't say that
Yeah.
lightly. But,
Oh, Mariah went to a haunted trail
oh,
yesterday. Nice.
oh, very nice, Mariah.
I got an amazing direct response. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and finish watching.
That's cool.
So, but it was nice to see you back out into the field.
What are you
It's
doing
been a
with
while
my
since you've
seg
been on
cup?
She asked
an
for a
investigation.
coffee.
You asking for
Oh,
what?
thank you,
She asked for some too.
Oh, he's bringing
Nah.
you coffee.
thank you. It's good.
He brought it in my seg cup. I was like, what are you doing with my seg cup?
All right, Seg cup.
I don't drink out of my coffee cups. I
Actually, I just got my coffee cup back. My husband had confiscated it.
oh
I was like, what the heck? That's my cup for the show, and you take it on me. But I know why he likes it because I like it too. Since I switched my merch shop
Because
to a
she
different
deserves
place,
it.
I deserve it or you deserve it.
He said you deserve it.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
He
Somebody
said thank
appreciates
you,
me.
thank you.
Since I switched the merch shop, the mugs are heavier and just more sturdy, and I like the new mugs. And so does my husband. So I said, oh great, now we're gonna have to get him one. Let's
So
see,
yeah,
three times.
I started collecting coffee cups from
I would like to do
my
that little
YouTube
by
channel.
little, but I
That's what
gotta.
I'm doing,
And it's
little
only when
by
I get
little.
when the extra cash shows up. Everything that I get from you guys goes right back to the channel.
Two of them
So,
we had to buy twice because my husband broke them.
oh yeah, yeah. I
Well,
think I
no,
remember you telling me that.
in all fairness, that's not true. Segs we bought it once, but like 4 months went by and I didn't get it, and I just figured it got lost in the mail, or there was a problem with the shipping or so. So
I
we
think yeah,
ordered
he was having an issue with that one place and he switched.
so we ordered the second one. I got that one in like 2 weeks from me ordering it,
Yep.
and the day after I got that one, the other one came.
Oh jeez.
So I got two. So I got
There you
two.
go too. Just in case.
Yeah, but they were
Uh
really expensive because shipping from Australia to here is not cheap.
yeah, I know. I know. Sage said 3 times I have had thoughts of friends I had lost touch with. When I reached out, I found that within a day or two of that, they had died. Oh, see, so you had a kind of like a premonition that they were gone.
In my belief system, it's that music talks to you. There are signs and symbols everywhere. And when I was really homesick and I was really sad. I was missing my sons. And we were in, of all places, Canadian Tire, which is like their god of stores apparently around here. I call it stinky store because it smells like tires. It smells
Oh
like rubber
God.
tires. You know that rubber tire smell?
Yeah, I couldn't go in there. I'd have such a
Yeah,
headache.
you've got the automotive, you got the auto section, and then you have the hunting section, then you have your sports section. It reminded me of a Dickies almost, but with that auto
With,
sport
right.
place. Okay, so I was in this store and my husband was looking for I want to say it was a plumbing piece or something, and I'm standing there and I'm looking, and I was just so sad, and I was like, "Oh my God, Mom, I really could use one of your hugs right now." And out of nowhere, the song from Five Old Goes West comes on. You know, somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight,
Right.
someone's thinking of me. My mother loved that song. It was one of the songs that my mom loved.
Oh.
It just came on out of nowhere. Now, this song is how old?
All right.
What the hell would Quebec know about that song anyway?
Well, that was your hug coming through.
And I was like, that's my hug. You know, when I went through cardio rehab because I have a bad heart. And I had to get on this treadmill, and I was feeling like run. And I was like, JP, I just can't do this. I just can't do this. All of a sudden, the song Karma Chameleon comes on. And immediately when that song comes on, I think of my mother because my mother loved that song and would
Right.
dance around the house singing it extremely off key, dusting the house. Okay. And my mom always said, you can do anything if you have the right mindset.
Right.
When I heard that, it made me think mom is here and her saying, bullshit, you can do this. Get the right mindset. Quit thinking about how sick you are and think how well you can be.
Exactly.
And
Thanks, Pinky, for joining us. We appreciate it. Sleep well, sweetie.
I went from barely being able to walk on this thing to climbing hills.
Running the mile, right?
And it was just so different. I believe in signs. There are signs everywhere. That's why I asked. I said to Kenny, you can't tell me. I'm sorry. Once one song might come through, a line from a song, but there are trillions of songs out there. And if that song pertains to what you were talking about, how can you say it doesn't count?
Right.
I don't understand that.
I don't know.
He talks about all the times that words come through that don't count. Well, okay, maybe they count to somebody. It's not to a question we're asking. Nobody said it has to be the one spirit that's in my world. Spirits are everywhere. They're all around you all the time.
Right.
How do you know that's not just different people talking to you?
Yeah.
You don't know if that's not just different people trying to say something.
True. Don't know. Part of the mystery.
We don't know.
Good morning, sleepyhead Carla.
Amen. It is. Hi, Carla.
I figured she overslept. That's why she didn't pop in. And then Leanne was talking about how she likes that tire smell. Honey, God love you. If it's too much, I can't take it. Headache. What a headache I get.
Oh, I can't stand that smell. That's why I call it. And so it's so funny because my husband, he'll look at his dad and say, "We're gonna go to Stinky store," and he'll go Stinky. Now he's used to it being said to him, and I was like, "Oh, this is the Stinky store."
The Stinky store.
And he'll say, "Oh, we got to go to Canyon Tire," and I'll say, "We got to go to Stinky store. Why do we got to go to the Stinky store?" So it is now Stinky store.
You know what it is? It's an overload of chemicals.
Oh,
so
yeah.
When you go in there and you got the rubber smells, and if you got if you said it's the car section or car store, then you've got all the chemicals.
Yeah, they have
cleaning cars,
the car
and
tires,
oils, and all of that. Oh, it's just overload.
Yep. The mats for cars are in there. You got the tires for the cars. You've got the cleaners.
We used to have a store here. I forgot what the hell the name of it was, but it was an Asian-based store. But they had everything. All these little, tchotchkes and all this other crap and chemicals and cleaners and household things. There was lots of plastics and chemicals, and it was a really small place. I couldn't even walk in the door. It hit me like a brick in the face. So I told my husband, "No, this is what I'm looking for. Go get it. I can't go in there because I would get so sick." Oh,
I love candles. But I don't want to go in a candle store. Thank you very much.
No, see, those don't bother me.
All the different smells rolled together. I just can't do candle stores, and I couldn't do that Bed Bath and Beyond either. I could not do that. Oh,
who said you could sleep in, Miss Carla? The rest of us had to suffer and get up.
I slept like crap.
Hello,
Carla. Hi, Cree. How are you? I don't know how to change my avatar here, Laura, but it's okay.
That's all right.
I tried before I hit the button, but I don't know how to change it. So you guys get HOH. It's just funny because that's what they used to call me anyway.
Oh, there you go. Leanne says, Carla's a smart one. We should have all slept in. Yeah, I know. I tried. It just don't happen.
If you can.
Yeah. You have a dog. There's no such thing as sleeping in.
Or a cat that's demonic. Demonic
the dog's sitting there whining at the side of the bed, letting you know she's got to go potty.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Cats are a conundrum to me. I don't understand them. They freaked me out because a friend of mine decided she was going to get a cat. One of my a roommate that I had, and she was a truck driver, and she wasn't there when the person came and delivered this cat.
Yeah.
Well, this kitten.
Oh,
And I looked at this and I
My
said,
fault.
there ain't no way in the world this cat is over 6 weeks old. There's just no way. And I was like,
yeah.
huh. So I took it to the vet, come to find out, no. And I was told that I had to take a wet washcloth and rub its butt and all this. Oh my God. I did all this. Well, this cat apparently became very
Oh,
attached to me because I had to bottle feed it. I had to do all this stuff. And I was just waiting for my friend Denise to come home, get home. Because I don't know cats, never had one, don't understand them. But as this cat got older, I could be on the phone. Cat would
Oh,
come
did we
in
lose her?
and drop something on my lap. It would be a dead
Yep.
bird, a dead tarantula, a dead
Those are
lizard.
gifts.
Okay, now I told you I
Yeah.
don't know cats. Me, dead animal, dead thing would go flying through the air screaming holy hell because, oh my God. So I called the vet and I said, I need to see you. There's a problem with this cat. And he's like, okay. And so I made the appointment. I took this cat in. I said, fix her. And he says, do
don't
what?
touch
He says, we
buttons.
already fixed
Jesus.
her.
I didn't touch
There you
anything.
go.
Me, I did it.
Oh,
I
okay.
touched a button and it kicked
Yeah.
me out, and I was like, okay, well, I'm sorry. I was
Oh,
listening to your kitty story.
yeah. So, well, what was funny to me was this the vet looks at me and said, it keeps bringing me dead things.
Oh,
And he said, it's the cat's bringing
That's
you
yep.
right.
gifts. I said, no, that's not a gift. Bring me a
I
flower.
also think
Go
they
ahead.
think
Bring me a
they
rock.
think that we suck at hunting, and they're trying to feed us because they think that we can't hunt.
Yeah.
Like, you aren't
That's
bringing
a good
any
way of
food.
thinking
I
of
looked
it.
at that vet and
Here's the bird because you can't hunt. You
I
guys
said, give it
stink.
a pill.
Yeah.
Give it a
Well, my
pill. Fix
mother-in-law's
it. Do
cat used to
something.
bring
Oh
in
my
live
God.
birds, and my mother-in-law
Mm-hmm.
was definitely afraid of birds. So here
Teaching
one
you.
time, the cat brought in the bird. She dropped it. The bird took off flying. My mother-in-law flew into the bathroom screaming. And here my
Yeah.
sister-in-law and I are chasing a bird around the house.
Mm-hmm. They're just trying to help you hunt.
I never.
It's like,
Yeah.
here, practice, and you suck
And
because
the
you can't
cat's
catch
just
a
sitting.
bird.
We
Yeah, and the cat's just sitting here
I
looking at us
didn't.
like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
We never had a cat. I never was around cats. I didn't understand that. So I said I never understood
They're
their way
very
of thinking.
intelligent animals.
Oh my God. I would wake up to it on my chest purring. It would wake me up purring so freaking
It was
loud.
happy.
And I was like, oh my God, cat. And here's the thing. I didn't want to name it when it was a kitten because it wasn't my cat. So I kept calling it kitty, kitty, kitty. She tried naming it. I don't even know what the name was. The cat would not respond at all to her and only would respond when I called.
Oh,
If I was, hey, kitty, come over here. And it would come directly
that's
to me.
cute. Oh,
Bringing them live things. That's great.
yeah.
Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, I wish mine would have brought them live. I could have dealt with that. Dead
Right. Yeah.
ones,
Say so. Yeah.
no.
To a cat, that is a valuable thing. It's bringing you a gift. It's it's.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Probably figure, well,
I
you were
had
hungry.
none
Here,
until
eat the
that
spider.
Right. You can't hunt. Here's a piece of food.
it was like, oh, she didn't like the tarantula I brought. Let me bring her
Fry
the
it up with
lizard.
that
Oh, she
spaghetti.
apparently didn't like the lizard. Let me bring her the bird. It's like, oh my God, quit bringing me dead
Hey, Mama, I
things.
brought home a chicken here. put it in a pot.
oh,
That's
oh my
funny.
God, I was just. I had no idea that cats do. I did not know that.
My cats have always been
Dogs don't
indoor
do that.
cats, so I never had to experience that. Thank God.
Dogs are selfish shits. They ain't gonna bring you with anything. That's theirs.
Oh yeah, they want
Kill
yours
your
and then they
own.
eat theirs. That's my dog.
Yeah. Kill your own squirrel, damn it, if you
My
way
want
of
squirrel.
my
I know.
mom's friend had a dachshund, and that dog would kill birds and bring
Mhm.
birds. It
I
would
have a
hunt
friend
birds.
that has a dog that does that. No
Yeah.
animal is safe in their yard.
Mm-mm. It was pretty funny.
The one that we have now was killing birds and putting them in front of my door of my
Yeah.
car.
I could go for that
And
DM.
I'm like,
Yeah, a couple of Big Macs.
what the hell? Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Even though I don't eat
So I
those, they would be
said,
better
man,
than a
what?
dead bird.
Right.
Oh, there you go. Leanne's got it
Bring,
going on.
bring.
Bring her a bag of money.
Yeah, there you
We need to
go.
treat. We
Maybe
got to train them to do that.
maybe a raven would do it to bring you shiny things.
Oh
Something shiny,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
or a
The
Mm-hmm.
mockingbird.
raven drops off, $1 million necklace. I'm good. I'm good with that.
Mockingbirds are real good about doing that, dropping
Yeah.
Jeez.
coins.
Cute.
Oh, your cat loves to eat spiders. Fine by me. Last one. Yeah, my cat will do that too.
That's good though. We don't want spiders.
She'll eat spiders. She gets flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doxies were bred to hunt. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they're herding dogs. A lot of people didn't realize that dachshunds are herding
Huh.
animals.
I did not know that.
And we had to get a soccer ball, one of those that don't
Yeah.
deflate, because anytime we got a ball, this damn dog would kill it in a day. So we got him one of these soccer balls that they don't deflate, and a basketball that didn't deflate. And all you'd have to do is kind of move it a little bit, and he would take that and run the entire yard, just run with it, hooked to his neck,
Oh.
and it would slam into walls and the bounce, and he'd hurt it again. And this one time, the people across the street, their water line broke, and the people were working on it. All of a sudden, I didn't hear their machines. I went and I looked out, and they were all at my backyard watching, because Fieldy, who was the dog, was running everywhere with this ball, just going crazy with it. It was just really fascinating to watch
That's
him do
funny.
this.
Raven's got my vote. She says she'll come and drop off a pizza.
Yeah. It's a long way to deliver
Oh,
pizza. Cute. Thanks, Raven.
Oh,
Sweet.
jeez. Yeah, my dog, I
give
actually,
it to the
my
cat.
dog, those big, huge exercise balls?
Yeah.
He had one of those. And this is, when she was probably about a year old, I said, I've got to see this. And so, yeah, I let her play with it. It lasted about 3 minutes, but it was really funny.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
She blew that thing out, and then she's looking at it and then looking at me like, what the hell happened to the ball? The only
Yep.
ball that she hasn't wrecked yet is the bowling ball. We have
Yeah.
a
The
bowling
one
ball
we
in the
have,
yard
Right.
for her to roll around. She can't break that. So
Yeah.
everything else she's
the
destroyed.
one we have now loves those plushy toys. You know, the stuffed
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
animals. Oh my God, he loves those. But they don't last 2
Yeah.
minutes. And we've got
Excuse
the
me.
ones that they say that they're durable for all dogs, big dogs. And then the one that we got, it that one lasted a whole
Yeah.
5. This dog, but oh my God, you would think that I gave him gold when I give him any kind. The Happy Meals here. We would get the Happy Meal for my husband's dad, because all he wanted was a cheeseburger, small
Cute.
fries. So we get him a Happy Meal, and it came with those little stuffed
Mm-hmm.
animals. We had put one on the table that the old man uses, and one day the dog jumped on the couch, went over to the table, snatched it up, and took off running with it. It was so funny. We were like, oh my God, because he loves stuffed animals. And it's like, well, you could have your own if you just quit ripping the crap out of
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
them.
what Athena does. She guts them within a minute and
Mm-hmm.
pulls out the squeaker. And that's,
Yeah.
I've got,
That's evil squeaker.
Yeah.
she gets the squeaker. Yeah. And then she takes off. I got to go chase her down because I don't want her to swallow it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that'd
But
be
yeah,
bad.
Right.
but she got, plushy guts all over the
Parallel line.
house.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And she
There
also,
you go. And
when
you're
my
walking around picking up white
Yeah,
fluff.
my son and his girlfriend, when they lived here with us, she would, or because she's a pet groomer and she loves animals, so she would always buy gifts. So there's this company that sells toys that are supposedly indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not for
Right.
my dog.
Yeah.
They haven't met my
Because they
dog.
guarantee it. They will replace it for free. Well, they replaced it after the third time. They said,
Mhm.
forget it. Yeah, she gutted them.
Yep.
I mean, we still got them, but they got
And
no guts in them.
I said, what dogs are you testing these on? Because they ain't like
Yeah.
mine.
I said, they go, what kind of dog do you
And
have? They go, well, it's a German
indestructible.
Shepherd. And
Yeah, mine's they in French they call it the Labradese.
Oh.
Labradinois. And what it is it's part mountain dog, part some he weighs over 110
yeah, big
pounds.
dog.
Jeez.
I say he's probably closer to about a 113, 115 right now.
Nice.
He's and he thinks he's a lap dog. Does yours think he's a
Yeah,
lap dog?
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. The
Yeah.
big people.
Oh my god.
And it jumps up right on me, and I'm like, oh, you don't weigh 5 pounds, dog. You're killing me.
Right. For big
Yeah, and
old butt.
then they turn and they get those eyes like you're evil.
Good morning, Dragon.
You know, because you're like, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Get off me. And it turns and looks at you like,
But I love you, Mom.
why? And then you're like, oh my God. So now this dog has decided, okay, what he does is he jumps up on our bed, he sits on JP and looks at me waiting and comes down. So it's like, okay, I'm on him now. Can I get pets? And then I'll pet
That's
the crap
all they
out of him.
want.
Yeah, there you
They
go.
just want love.
That's where you need to be. Sit on him. And he said, my legs are going numb. Hey, suck it up, Buttercup. You wanted the dog.
There you go. You wanted it. It's all yours. That's funny. So, well, who's I was talking to? I think I was talking to Steph. And I was laying down talking to her, and my husband comes in the bedroom, and of course the dog follows. She jumps on the bed and she starts stomping on me. And I'm thinking, oh God. I'm like, Steph, hold on a minute. I'm being mauled by my dog. She figured, well, it's time to play. And I'm thinking, oh, and she was jumping all over me, rolling all over, thinking, oh my God, you're killing me.
Yep. Yeah. That's what they don't get it. It's and like I said, that they give you those sad eyes when you're like, no, they're like, but I love you. You're supposed to love me. This has nothing to do with love. It has to do with survival.
Right. You're crushing my rib cage. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And then my husband will yell at her, get out of here, you asshole.
Oh, mine will go, oh, is she being mean to you? It's like, shut up.
And then you got the cat, my poor cat can't get out of the one room because the dog won't let her, because the dog wants to play with her, but she's so aggressive that, the poor cat doesn't stand a chance.
I laugh because we're in the car and the dog, okay, this dog loves car rides. If we have the car keys in hand, he's going to, I'm coming, let's go, And if we don't take him, he doesn't talk to us the rest of the day. He won't eat. He won't come near us. He wants nothing to do with us the whole day. Yes. And my husband, he loves taking him. So we normally, 99% of the time, that dog goes with us places. And when we go, as long as we're going by, if he sees a dog, he saw a cat yesterday. A cat ran across the road. And he looked at it like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. No barking, no nothing.
Here, kitty. Trying to suck him in.
Let me make a comment that I think a dog is cute. All of a sudden, he takes his full head and blocks me. And I'm the driver. Geez. I am the only driver besides, okay, his uncle can drive, yes, but he's never here to drive. And so I'm the only driver. So if we need anything, I got to do it. But he will block my whole face so I cannot see. And I'm yelling, oh my God, get up.
Yeah, right. Well, officer, I crashed into the pole because the dog got jealous.
That's what I said. So what am I supposed to tell the police officer? I'm so sorry, but my dog got jealous. Is that what I'm supposed to
Talk about
say?
jealous.
Yeah.
They
Oh
just
my
making
god.
applesauce today. I didn't even
Right.
get. I was supposed to go to the orchard. I didn't go yet. So we're just
Oh,
gonna go eat Sage's applesauce.
sounds good.
That does sound good.
Nice. I know. I need to get my butt over there and get some.
I think it is. It's getting close to apple season around here, and when that happens, I'll be buying it.
Yeah, ours has started. I just haven't got my butt over there. Maybe
Hey,
today. I'll see if my husband wants to take a ride.
That'd be nice.
We go to this little place that's it's a place called Richfield Springs. It's a town, and they have the cutest orchard out there. It's in a barn. It's family run, and everything is homemade.
you get
And oh my god, I just love walking in it because it smells so good. You know, apples and cinnamon. You see, it's just whole place.
Marley.
And they got cute little things that you want to buy, and they have like the apple butter and all that stuff.
Oh,
And then
awesome.
they have the cider maker thing is like right in there. So you
Yeah.
see how they do it, and then they offer you a free cup of cider, and it's just a really cute place. I love it.
Yep.
And of course, I always have to look at all the goodies.
Right.
Tease myself and say, well,
Mhm.
I don't have any money for that, but it's really nice to look at. And one time I bought the apple butter. I'm not a fan of apple butter.
Oh, I love apple butter.
I don't know. I just something about it. I'm not. It smells great and everything, but I'm just not a fan of it. Or maybe I just haven't found the
It's
right
great
one.
when you make it yourself.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I say. It's best when you make it yourself
Mhm.
because then you can make your little changes here and there as to how you
Right.
want it.
Yeah, probably. That's probably what I'd have to do.
My big thing that I make here that everybody always wants me to make is applesauce, the homemade
Aw.
applesauce.
Apple pie.
And it does not last.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh,
Well, actually, I'll do that. I make my pies and
they
stuff
want that
now,
too.
and I put them in the freezer.
Nice.
So then when
That's
it's
awesome.
Yeah,
holiday,
I never thought
yeah,
to do
do them
that.
don't bake them. Just put them in there raw in the freezer, and then when Thanksgiving and all that rolls up, you just stuff it in the oven, and you're all
Smart.
done.
I never thought to
So
do
smart.
that. That is
Yeah,
Because
saves you
smart.
time.
oh yeah, I mean it's bad enough the day's full of cooking and people in your way, and
I
last
did.
thing you want to do is make a
I
pie.
I honestly didn't know that you could
Oh yeah,
do that. And I that's stupid of me because I've bought the ones that are the unbaked frozen ones and the that you got to cook. I never even thought to do that
yeah. Just
myself.
make up your pie.
What do you put the pie
Well, you
in to
in
keep
the
it from
glass
getting
pie
greasy
dish
burn?
or whatever dish you use, glass or metal or whatever. You just put
Hmm.
it, make it up like you're going to bake it, but don't bake it. And then I cover it with wax paper,
Oh,
and then I cover it with foil,
oh,
and
okay,
then the whole thing is covered in foil.
okay.
Seal it up, and then I just put it in the freezer, and I have a drawer in my freezer. I put it there so nobody puts something on top of it that
Mm-hmm.
so it doesn't get
Uh
crushed.
huh.
And then when Thanksgiving rolls around, and I do about 3 or 4 different ones, and I've got them in there, and I just pull one out and pop it in the oven, and it comes out perfect.
That's really cool. I never thought to do that because these old men. Oh my God! See, I'm diabetic, but these old men they love their dessert. I have never seen two more dessert people in my life than these two old men.
Yep.
Oh my lord! They give them sweets. They will eat sweets all
My
dang day
husband's
if you
that
let them.
way. Stacey said I made homemade
I
applesauce
I
and apple pie filling and canned it last year. Heard
oh
too much to do apple pie filling this year. It's a lot of
Aw.
work.
Yeah.
that's a lot
Especially
of
Shake
the
work.
crust.
sage.
It, especially trying to peel all them damn
That's why you
apples.
buy an
Oh
apple
my!
peeler. One of the best things I got from where the hell did I buy it from? I think it was Pampered Chef.
Nice.
I I
It
bought one
sticks
of
to the
those for
counter and it
my
has the crank on
brother-in-law.
it, and I put the garbage can at the end of the thing, and I just turn it and instantly
Nice,
peels.
Laura.
Oh, it's
I
awesome.
I never even thought about doing that. Good idea. I'm gonna look for one because they love
Oh
their
yeah.
stuff. It's so funny is because I bought something like that. It was one of those as seen on TV things where it says it peels anything and everything. It peels a tomato. It peels it. And as a joke, I always would get my brother-in-law as seen on TV
Oh
kitchen
yeah,
gadgets.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
and because they were funny, and this is a man who has everything. So if it's as seen on TV, I know he doesn't have it. And so, yeah, I bought that, and my sister called me and said, "Oh my God, what did you do?" And I said, "What?" She said, "He is peeling
That's so
everything
funny.
in the
He's
house."
obsessed with it because it works cool.
And
That's
you could
funny.
hear him in the background
Yeah.
laughing. "Oh my God, look at this!" Because he's from
Oh,
Kentucky, and he's like, "Hey, look at this! Oh my God, this is the best little thing." I mean, he peeled everything, everything. He's like, "What else do we have?" She said, "Cece, he has peeled a 5-pound
That's what I
bag
was
of
say. Here come the
potatoes."
oh my
taters.
gosh. You can make mashed potatoes.
She goes, "What the heck?" She says, "What the hell am I supposed to do with 5 pounds of peeled potatoes?" And she says, "No, no, not the tomatoes, not the
That's
Oh,
funny.
potatoes."
geez.
Oh, he was peeling
That's
everything.
funny.
But yeah, I used to always get him as seen on TV stuff
Yeah, well,
all
this
the
one, yeah, I
time,
think it was Pampered Chef.
and
I got it from, and
that
I
was his
got it
favorite.
for just for the heck of it. And I was like, I'll be damned, this thing really works. You just stick the apple in it, turn the crank, and it's peeled. I was like, oh,
I'm gonna have to
this
look
is
into it
money because yeah,
because
sitting there for
I've
hours
seen
peeling
I've
apples.
I've seen them. I just never
Yeah, they
believed it,
work.
and I'm what they call a Timu whore.
Yeah.
I will look there for.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, I think but electronics. I ain't doing that.
yeah. Well, like they said, the one I have is
But
hand crank. Works great.
yeah, my hubby can sit there
And
and.
you just rinse it off and let it
But oh
dry, and
yeah,
then put it away. It's great. I love it
I will have to try that. I'm gonna look into one of
because,
those.
yeah,
Cause
especially now that
yeah,
you're
I have
older,
to
you
peel
get
a lot of
arthritis. It really
things.
sucks. You got to hold the knife and you're peeling apples, and
Sage, do you peel your own, or do you have an apple
it's just
peeler?
horrible. So yeah, when I discovered that, I was like, it's like when you discovered the salad spinner.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome too.
So you have an electric peeler?
She says, "Yeah, got one. Yep, there you go. It does. It saves on the hands." Same thing like when I make like the grape
Nice.
leaves, and when you pick them all, and you clean them.
Oh, I
We used to
love them.
dry them with towels by hand. This took all day. So when I
Oh my
discovered the
god.
salad spinner, and my mother's like, "What are you doing?" I go, "Look at this." I put the grape leaves in there. You pull the string, it pulls all the water off. They were dry. You could package them and put them in the freezer. I said, "This is it.
Oh,
No more sitting for hours drying off
uh,
leaves."
so do you make a lot of Greek food?
Well, I'm Lebanese, so it's Lebanese food that I make. And actually, I just did a big
Oh.
dinner when we went away for the weekend. I did grape leaves, tabbouleh, which is a Lebanese salad, and we had lamb shish kebab.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, Laura.
So that was the one thing that turned out great on
Yeah.
that weekend.
That's cool.
Oh.
The rest of it went down the shitter, but boy, did
Oh.
we eat good.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, food is the bond of
Yeah, it
life.
is. Have to hop off here, ladies and gents. Our football game. Here we go. Another footballer. Enjoy the
Oh,
game, DNM.
I
Thanks for
forgot.
hanging
Woo!
out with us for a little bit.
Yep, thank you. I forgot that that's Sundays
Yep. Fun
now,
day.
football,
What is it?
Who's playing?
football
Are you ready
Sunday.
to play some
Who's
football? I
playing?
don't know.
I don't
It,
watch it anymore.
it's like that. My husband and the NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
NASCAR season's on, forget
Oh,
it. And I go, don't you get bored watching them drive around in a circle?
left turn,
500
Left, yeah,
laps.
left turn,
left turn.
another left turn.
Of
I
And then he'd end up
when
falling
my father
asleep
was
during half of the thing. So when he'd wake up, I go, "Oh my God, you missed this big crash."
course you did, Laura.
I,
It's funny.
Yeah, I can see you doing that shit.
Uh,
I look at my dad and I'm saying, why do people like this? I don't
well, I was
understand.
trying to ask questions and I
All
get
they
yelled
do is
at.
go. Yes, my dad would be like, "What the hell you mean by that?" It's
I'd say, well,
like
why is it that the guys in the
it's
back never make it to the
boring. They're
front?
going in circles.
I don't understand.
They're literally
Yeah,
going
and
in
the guys, only
circles.
the guys in front are eligible to win. What the hell are the rest of them for?
So then I saw the first crash happen, and I went, "Ah, So that's what this is. You watch it to wait to see if people are going to
Probably.
crash.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, it
Right.
is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it is.
good Lord.
Okay, everyone, get your metal coat hangers. Uh, hold loosely on the flat and hook out. Move towards plants, animals, people. The hook end will turn away. Let me know how it turns out. Yeah, that's right. Everybody's got to get their coat hangers and try out that experiment. And Sage is on her way. Thanks for hanging out. Actually, we're at the 3 hour mark, ladies.
Yeah, Sage,
We
have a great day.
Mhm.
It sounds
we are
awesome.
gonna call it a day so everybody can get their stuff done, watch
Okay.
their games. Creed, thank you so much for joining. I had a good time. I hope you did.
Well, thank you for asking.
And
Like I said, I felt bad because the very day after you asked me to be here, Kenny had just asked me the day
that's all
before.
right. That's all right. Yeah, because I'm usually everybody's first. I like being everybody's first, but that's all right.
All right, Laura. You were
We'll let this one slide. No. And thank you,
I'm so
Sleepyhead
sorry.
Carla, for popping in.
I thought I caught
We
it.
didn't.
Dang it. Wow, for once. I
Uh,
don't
you
usually
missed the
sleep in.
story and all that, but that's right. You were tired, so I mean,
Oh,
it's we're gonna let it go this time. We're gonna
oh,
let it go
thank
this
you. I appreciate it. It's been
Right.
even though
the
we didn't get a chance
weekend's
to talk about what you
scheduled.
wanted to talk about, we'll just have
Oh
to hook
yeah,
up
just
after.
schedule. It's
You
okay. We'll
know,
get it figured out. I think I might
we'll
just have to
figure it
suck
out.
it up. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
until then, guys, have a great Sunday. Enjoy.
Thanks,
I'm glad
Bree.
everybody liked the story. I'll have to pick out another one for the next brew.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was really
And
good.
yeah, I thought it was pretty cool, and everybody liked it. Please do the experiment. I want to know what everybody, what the results were. Roger, we look forward to hearing you going on your first investigation.
Oh,
Even if you
sweet.
could film it, that would be awesome. We'd all would love enjoy that. And you guys just have a great day, ladies. Thank you very much. I
Thanks.
really appreciate everybody coming on.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Everybody have a good day.
Bye, Bree.
All right. Bye. What did I just say?